Flips. It's a disaster. in the air.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the Infowars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double barrel bullcrap, the double speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy.
Clips, clips. Fucking, not only have I forgot to put the microphone on there, alright, YouTube's, the fucking camera seems to be broke. Hello, hold on, I need to investigate this more. Shit, man. Yeah, hold on. You think that would be something you would check before starting a podcast? It's a podcast because I say it's a podcast. But in the evening, one and all, welcome to the smooth criminal start of not, emphasis on not, the Infowars Nightly News. The only Infowars Nightly News that exists still, I believe. And the only Infowars that's allowed on YouTube. So it's got to be the best. If it's the only, it's the best, the biggest and the best. So welcome one and all to not the Infowars Nightly News. The original, the OG baby, alternative look at the so-called alternative media. Skeptical with the spectacles. People have said they've got testicles about the so-called skeptics and watching the motherfucking Watchmen, because somebody's got to do it. So welcome one and all. Hopefully you do appreciate not the Infowars Nightly News, which is it's a homage to not the 9 o'clock news, which was a kind of satirical look at the news, and the twist being I'd done that at the I watched the Looney Tunes on YouTube, so you don't have to. I mean, you can't be fair on that. I I strap myself in the straitjacket of YouTube so you don't have to put yourself through it, but yet you might have a wee comical window into a glimpse into some of the craziness. Just the YouTube psychosis is out there. But anyway, welcome one and all. Thanks for joining, everybody. Tonight, has Joe Rogan chosen Trump's opponent in 2020, Bernie Sanders? Now, again, I'm not picking your politics. I am not trumpeting, but I might be talking about Trump, so I know, bad. But I'm not trumpeting any particular politician, one way or the other. If you want to vote, I think you're stupid. But if you do want to vote, vote for whoever you think's best. Although I think you're stupid. Do what you want, that basically. But I like to play 7-dimensional Twister on this shit. I like to up the game for Trump, you know what I'm saying? So the 7-dimensional Twister, as far as I'm concerned, is right. I'm trying to, like, if I run through, I'm like a Rain Man of scenarios, right? So you put yourself in many scenarios and go, what ifs? And one of those scenarios is, what if I was in the Trump political campaign? Now, I'm not saying I am, but I'm saying, what if I was, right? So I'm sitting there, and this goes for any political party and pretty much every dynamic. This is why I call it a democracy scam, rule by minority, because it's a complete scam. Democracy is a complete scam. It's rule by minority. The minority is always scumbags, and you can never fucking win. But anyway, pretty much every democracy around the world, you're ended up with two choices, and the two choices you're left with pretty much like a bunch of scumbags. Now, if I was in charge of the Trump campaign, and as the doctor, no, I'm not going to start using fucking Bond villains or made up Bond villains again. No, as the chief political strategist of the Conservative Party, let's say, or as the Donald Trump Party, I want to use all my influence through all my tentacles and every fucking bits of media that I've got to try and sway the argument for the opposite sides, that like in the opposite side's argument as to who's going to run against Trump. Now, I don't think this sounds like lunacy, you know? Like, if you could pick your opponent, you know, if somebody went like to you, right, you're in a fight, you're like, right, okay, I'm in a fight, right, there could be 4 opponents, you get to choose it. Then you would look at all your 4 opponents, look at their strengths, weaknesses, go like that, right, weigh them all up, and then you would go, right, I can punch funk out of Bernie Sanders. Shit, did I say that out loud? Right? So, that's what I believe happened. And I believe that decision's been made. So, all the Tim Pools of this world, you know, Tim Pool, I'm liberal. And I know that, listen, I don't think Joe Rogan's a bad man. I really don't. I don't think, I'm not saying that. I just think people that suspend disbelief and think he's just this genuine, like, hey man, I'm just a surfer dude drinking my whiskey, smoking my weed, and he doesn't have any, like, there is no editorial stance. I mean, I would point to many things to correct him in that, you know. There is an editorial stance across his broadcasting. They're not dummies, they're not stupid. I know they're sitting there getting high and all that, right, but they understand that he's got the biggest platform put on the planet, and they understand that that's why he's so popular in the comedian circuit as well, man, because like, he's got the biggest podcast in the world. Suck his dick, get on his podcast, get on there with a wee drink of whiskey, your next show's selling out. He understands that. Now, again, people think that he's just doing a podcast with his mates. which in essence he is, but they don't understand that there's another layer of it where it's native advertising, where he's punting all those comedians, or that guy's cigars, or that guy's bread, or that guy's vodka, or that guy's book, or that guy's whatever. I mean, I don't know if people are naive to that, because that's when you suspend disbelief. That's when you're like... Anyway, I think Joe Rogan's the new Alex Jones. I mean, you poke fun at him, who's a comedian who pokes fun at everybody, and his minions turn on you like, ah! You're like, calm down, man, I'm only like fucking poking fun. I think he's a good guy. I just think he's a deep state Illuminati operative. But apart from being a deep state Illuminati operative, he's a good guy. Anyway, so we talked about Joe Rogan has chosen Trump's opponent in Bernie Sanders, and again, on the pulse, folks, talking about this since Joe Rogan selected Bernie Sanders, and it now looks like... Anyway, getting to that later on. Say hi to the folks in the chat, and then go to the topics. I'll go to the topics first, then the chat gives some more folk come in and abuse me. Always a must. Now remember, again, as I said, if you do appreciate not the Infowars Nightly News, thumbs it up, share it with your friends, family and foes, help the channel and the show grow. I do rely on you guys and girls and Kindle parts peoples at home to do that. And remember what I do here, it's digital basking. It's all available and accessible free of charge. I do such a good job that you'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings. And the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. It's almost like I meant that there, and I did. So thank you very much, everybody. I'll say hi to those in the chat. No, rundown of what's on the show now before I get into it. Tommy Robinson, his clones, lots of people in YouTube psychosis. I'll explain the narratives of these topics as I get into them, instead of making a double-barreled show. International nationalism, yeah, it does sound like an oxymoron. Mad Max, maybe Egan. Spot the right-wing meme, all these independent journalists talking about independent topics, which stinks things that I heard in my last BNP meeting. Anyway, all eyes on Bernie. Have you noticed this yourself? Zeke out. We're getting like as if, I love to use this word. I just love it. A fractal. It's the meaning of life. Everything's just an echo of. If you stand back far enough, you'll see the pattern. And Bernie Sanders, and this is my conspiratard mind working overtime, but Bernie Sanders now appears to me to be a repeat of Jeremy Corbyn over here. You make the opposition so retarded and so unelectable that it doesn't matter. The bozo that's in charge does. There's nobody to shift them. And that's what's happened here in the UK, where we've had a walking, talking monkey in a suit. Bobo Johnson, I mean, he's a literal fool, you know. Whiff, waff, fibble, fabble, fibble, bibble, bibble, babble. You know, he's walking around taking the piss out of every cunt with a big smile on his face, man, almost like he's like jerking off underneath the fucking camera. I always think Boris Johnson, man, is just fiddling with his dick out of sight. Fibble, fabble, wibble, 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 wibble. Who's that fib fab? Fibble. But anyway, it's the world in which we now stay. So we'll talk about that, and then obviously Joe Rogan. I just want to talk about wee bits and bobs coming out about Joe Rogan. Not coming out about Joe Rogan, as I said. Me trying to analyse him as a part of a fucking the media doesn't mean I hate him, dislike him, think he's deep state Illuminati. I just like people. I just understand that people that put him on the, it's like putting the pussy on the pedestal. Never good, right? And if you put Joe Rogan on the pedestal, you might get a pedicure. But apart from getting a pedicure, if you put Joe Rogan on a pedestal, then you might fail to realise that that's the biggest shop window in the whole of the media. And when he says yay to minds and nay to no gif gaff, Snapchat, no Snapchat, what's the fucking Chinese one? Hawk cock, walk cock, wing wang, sing sang, TikTok, ticky talk, TikTok, wick walk. I don't know. The more I guess, the more racist I get. Swing, big yang, big sling, big wan, Slim Jim, Hing Wan. Oh, sounds like dicks. But I think it's TikTok. TikTok, innit? It's like the clock, I think. Anyway, racist bastards. I'm just fucking trying to remember an app. Anyway, that's enough about the wing wang. So, talk about Joe Rogan. It's a murky troll swamp. Just again, I'd be disingenuous not touching on it. So, and then it sounds mental, but as things transpire, somehow, some way, the murky troll swamp seems to be inherently ingrained with Brian Harvey. And you go into Brian Harvey's thing, mate, and the next thing you know, they're all there, obsessed with him. It's weird. I'm going to have a look. Trump's roast. Just need to check in with the Donald. What now after Brexit? You know, there's a lot of these people do, Brexit, and they're like hairless chickens. They don't know what to do. So now what they're doing is they're getting told Brexit ain't enough. Now we need should I play the John Tyndall speech? First a little power, then some more power, then complete power. Something like that. But hey ho, that's what fascists sound like. So, what now after Brexit? Everybody have a corona. Corona. Right, this is going to be my pièce de résistance of fighting the New World Order. Now, since I no longer consume conspiracy on YouTube's 24/7 a day, and believe it or not, anyway, I had to find some new interests on YouTube, so I took up some fashion channels, and I'll show you some of the fashion channels that I've took up, and they are beautiful people, and they are beautiful. And then the fashion channels that I've took up lead on to the population crisis, funnily enough, because we all know Agenda 20, that was last year, which never happened, which now is Agenda 20, what? 31? Or was it? Oh, I forgot what agenda was it. Was that Agenda 21? Agenda 20? Agenda 21? I genuinely can't remember. Whatever it was, whatever the agenda was, whatever number they gave it, now I think it's 30. And I don't really know what the agenda is, but it goes along the lines of eating grass in wooden houses. But somehow along the way, we're going to reduce our population. Right, so there's a population crisis. So I'm putting some proposals forward to counter that. And as weird as it sounds, it goes in harness with my new passion for fashion on the YouTubes. What can I say? And then you get the people out there, I think it's just Mark Collette, there's the monkey woman as well. The gollywog woman that has a gollywog behind her who looks like a extra for the Planet of the Apes. Her. They're all not Nazi enough. And then we all know China stinks, right? Whatever way, whatever facet. and it's just a coincidence that all this shit has ground China's economy to a halt, pretty much. Whole of China to a halt. I don't want to get conspiratorial. I don't know how the virus. I don't know how the virus got there and started spreading and all that, but it's took out the economy of China. Right? Fact. However it gets started, it's took out the economy. It's pretty much stopped. Dead. Pretty much. I mean, if you've looked at the pictures of ghost cities and all that, there's normally about 10 billion Chinamen walking about, and there's fuck all. Pretty much dragged those economies to a halt. And regardless of how it gets started, Deep State Illuminati. Took out the economy. You shut up, you. Deep State Illuminati provoked. It certainly came at a hell of a time when people might have been, I don't know, trade war, currency war. Oh, hold on, that was happening. But anyway, so China stinks. China stinks. They eat bats and rats and everything. The world ain't going to end. The SNP trans agenda. That's for a friend. I think he likes to watch the tranny stuff. I think he saves it for later. And then Mark Dice, fashion reporter, New World Order fashion reporter, which was a Wikipedia fact for at least 2.5 weeks, I do believe, at one point. And if Wikipedia keeps the records, you will see that to be true. Now, it might be true that entry was made by myself, but I believe that to be a true statement at the time, because Mark Dice had a fetish in what celebrities didn't wear, the shapes, the symbols, saying the Illuminati's bad, while all the time obsessing over it. So that's a wee bit of that bull crap. In the evening, blazing, who cares? Oh my god, creepy crawl. In the evening, gents. How yous all doing? Gas mask in the evening, my man. Miss Spice, how you doing, Miss Spice, in the evening? Hope you're keeping well. There's Richie Rowson. Nice to see you in, buddy. Creepy crawl, blazing stars, oh my god. Duds, who cares? Chugging the Troll Express. Sounds like a sexy night in. Magic Magnets, Neuro Paradise, in the evening, one and all. Hope yous are all good. Devon, in the evening. Right, so let's get on with Rebull a crap. Right, I forgot. I was lazy and didn't put them in proper order. So I'm just going to do them as they fall.
Can't do when it comes to face.
Right, you'll get a. I need a drink of water. But oh fuck, we've got 30 minutes of this, genius. So let's.
No acid attacks. How many little British white girls has he fucked?
Oh, beautiful.
None. So let me get this straight. He's not committed any crimes. He's been locked up illegally twice for daring to video Muslim paedophiles going back to court to get sentencing. So not interfering with their case at all. He spent 10 years speaking out about the blight of Islam, because it is a blight. It's a fucking curse on this country. And I don't care now. I don't care what people think. They could say racist, Islamophobic. They can say what they want. I don't give a flying fuck. 10 years he's been saying this.
Let me say this then. He's like a potato head fucking backward retard, you know? And this is the thing, these people don't scare me, I'm no triggered, I don't like, exterminate them. I mean, these, like people like this, they well, right, I don't even think this guy's racist. I know people will disagree with me. He's just, racism's born out of ignorance. Ignorance born out of fucking being Mr. Potato Head like this cunt.
And it's funny because there are people that knew about this as well as him. Not the average person.
Nah, every fucking xenophobe bounced all about the country, every BNP supporter.
Person in the street? No.
No, I know, and you might think this guy's actually paraplegic and he's just like had to film this way and I'm taking the piss out of him because he's paraplegic. No, he's just a fat potato.
Only the government and the police and the media. The government, the police and the media all knew about these rape gangs.
Yep. The Daily Record, all in it. What did they say? The government. Fuck, Maggie Thatcher was in it, actually. I think she was fucking wee boys with fucking Jimmy Savile. But let's think of another MP that probably isn't in it. John Major. Don't know. Stab in the dark, he didn't pump any wee boys, right? John Major. But in this guy's mind, it's just, see, it's from one extreme to the other. It's from going to ignorance to bliss to the absolute extreme paranoia, and there's no middle ground, and you lose the ability, you know, you almost become a victim. You become a victim and share the trauma, and if you become a victim and share the trauma, then you're kinda unobjective, if that's even a word, and you shouldn't be in a position to try and dish out justice and stuff. That's why typically, and in fact that's why worldwide all justice systems and dishing out of justice is somebody disattached from the actual case itself, you know, because they're in a fairer position to dish out what most people would deem to be fair justice. Whereas, like, and I can sit here and take the piss out of this potato head 24/7 all day long. I mean, look.
You know, basically take a map of Britain, stick
a map,
pin in it, and there's a good chance
you would land on a black person.
Within a 10-15 mile radius, there'll be a Muslim rape gang.
God! Yep, take a pin, take that map, take that pin, put that pin there, and I'll bet say within a 15-mile radius. I mean, it's like. No, man, this should have been in maybe YouTube Psychosis. It's just Looney Tune shit. Yeah, Looney Tune. Anyway, just to show you, this guy isn't paraplegic. He can eat. The fat blob can eat fucking donuts and cookies in public.
Cooking and resin cookies are lovely. Anyway, so I was thinking about, there's a haircut YouTuber, Four Skins, yeah. Right, anyway, I was thinking about racism. How it's bad.
What is it he reminds me of, man? It's no Jabba the Hutt. It's definitely no Jabba. But it is. It's something.
The worst racism is that. So, I've had an idea.
So it's about public saying nigger to upset people, I think. Because he loves Tommy Robinson.
Just a quick video. It's an appeal. This is just a quick video. It's an appeal, really.
Tourette's.
There were some Proud Boys from America.
What, were they part of the gang, or just were they proud people that happened to be boys?
In jail after fighting with Antifa. I've just.
No, they're part of the gang.
An appeal. I've been in this situation.
Part of the gang that was fighting with people?
Only for a small amount of time. So many people.
No, you've been. How many jails you been in? 8 or 9, you said in one of your videos?
Supported me. This gentleman has a young baby called Liberty, who now doesn't have his dad with him for 4 years. Antifa activists who are violent waited outside of a Proud Boys event.
Oh, those people out there, they are violent, says the notorious gangster thug. You know what I mean? It just, like, I mean, come on, fuck. He must be sitting pissing himself laughing when he's even filming this.
To attack them. They did attack them. These men acted in self-defence, but just as we've seen the politicisation of our courts, the same happened in America. A massive campaign to designate
like a fucking muppet that somebody
hateful.
sprayed saliva in.
And the lad's now been sentenced to 4 years. So, he will... I can remember 2011, I went to jail and I was leading the English Defence League.
It fucking always sounds like he's had 10 key of fucking marching powder up his hooter.
And I remember everyone says, we're with you,
I remember.
you. And I remember how alone I felt.
I remember.
I spent 22 weeks.
You know, like, I remember all these solitary confinement stints you've had. Then I remember all the pictures that came out in all the documentaries of your fucking golden plaided cell, you wee midget.
In solitary confinement.
Remember?
From
Anyway,
different...
just upsets me. Then
Facebook has finally realised that free speech is far better than censorship.
I've tried to change our approach more recently. You know, I went out and in Georgetown.
They've had an epiphany, I think.
Speech around our principles around free expression. And, you know, that's just one of the areas that I really feel like is under attack right now. You know, increasingly, you know, we're getting called to censor a lot of different kinds of content that makes me really uncomfortable. I think that it kind of feels like the list of things that you're not allowed to say socially keeps on growing. And I'm not really okay with that.
Wow. I guess that means we're all getting our pages back now. Not so fast. Within 24 hours, someone sent me this screenshot. Scott Morland got a 30-day ban for sharing a video of mine that was going viral on Facebook. Understand, the video itself, Facebook deemed as okay. It's still up there with over 500,000 views. So, writing
I'm
the
so
words,
good,
I'm
like I
glad
said,
he's
Big
on
Mad
our
Dick
side
is.
must have been the bannable offence. To be honest, I don't know what Zuckerberg's motive is for saying that Facebook's done with censorship.
Tommy with an Australian accent.
Ross Kent, you had access, as you made very clear in your documentary, you had access to Belmarsh Prison for the first time in history. And you focused on the Pope brothers.
Did he? I just watched a bit with you in.
And you focused on a few people protesting outside because I was unlawfully arrested and imprisoned for a civil offence in a maximum security jail. That was your focus. You acted like the biggest concern the governor of that prison had was to do with a bit of spice or the fact that I was in there. When you showed a little 2-second clip of someone getting boiling water with sugar thrown over them for disrespecting Islam. When you was in my cell and you interviewed me...
So let me get this. I don't know. I genuinely didn't watch it. So they did show a clip of somebody getting sugared or whatever it's called for disrespecting the Islam.
You cut everything I said, but I made it clear you should be focusing on jihadis in jail, the control of the prison. You didn't even mention it. The biggest problem Belmarsh Prison has. You have access, and you still...
Fuck happened there? Don't know what you... I'm Tommy Robinson. What the fuck? Why did his face come there? I don't know. I really don't.
You're well clear like a total coward. A waste of an opportunity of a documentary to highlight a serious issue. Someone come out of Belmarsh 2-3 days ago and went on a killing spree, yeah? Attempted killing spree.
Woohoo! Great
Terrorists
stuff.
are controlling that jail. You didn't even focus on it. You didn't even talk about it. Typical. Absolutely typical. Why not? You failed. A complete waste of an opportunity of a documentary. You're probably told you weren't allowed to talk about the jihadis in jail. In fact, whilst I was in Belmarsh prison, I do in every jail speak to the staff. I found out one of the staff, just weeks before I got there, which you know, because I spoke to you about it, Ross, was violently battered. Okay? Battered from the side by two black lads, yeah? Who had converted to Islam. After beating him, they said that's for the brothers. The brothers being the religious hierarchy of radical extremists in control of the jail. That you didn't talk about. But I know, which you know, because I spoke to you about it, Ross,
I know
was violently battered.
I know that you
battered
know.
From someone come out of Belmarsh 2-3 days ago and went on a killing spree, yeah? Attempted killing spree. The control of the prison. When you showed a little 2-second clip of someone getting boiling water with staff. I sit on Piers Morgan's show. You had your perfect opportunity to say the biggest problem this country has, the biggest threat we have.
I think what he's saying there is Ross Kemp should have done his documentary the way Tommy Robinson wanted to. In the meantime, like, Tiny Tommy, I was in solitary confinement. Oh, no, you weren't. Yes, I was. Anyway. Onwards. We'll get more pressing issues now. Check this, honestly. Right, now, I don't want to say anything derogatory about anybody, but I'm gonna. My mum always told me, never trust an old man who clearly shouldn't have been let loose his missus's mascara. Now, I'm pointing no elbows. I'm not even pointing them one at a time. And my elbow's certainly only like pointing forward to the guy in the middle. You know what I mean? I'm pointing no elbows, one at a time, forward at the guy in the middle. And saying, fuck's sake, stay away from your missus's mascara, mate. I'm trying to think. Eliza, was it Eliza Minnelli's husband or something? David Guest springs to mind. You know, it's almost like some sort of a rubber suit that's been spray painted with fur. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, in all honesty, like, what the fuck are you... What are you seeing in the mirror? Anyway, I digress. I mean, mate, you look lovely. But this is an important... this is some important activism, sorry. This is some real important activism.
So, we're in London, and it's only fitting that we give the Met Police a nice little song. Yeah. So, we want a new Mayor London!
We want a new mascara, walking along, mascara in my hair all day long, walking in a mascara wonderland. We want a new mascara, I want a new mascara, walking along, mascara all day long, walking in a mascara wonderland. We want a new mascara, yeah, mascara. Another one for my green apple. Walking along with that mascara all day long, walking in a mascara wonderland. Hold on, one more time. I mean, I'm just sorry, man. That dude, not only does his lips look like there's some sort of like drawn on cartoon. Let's not even get started on fucking Santa Claus here either, man. No, let's not even get started on Desperate Dan. I mean, it's like fucking, this is a Viz sketch. I mean, innit? Genuinely, you could sit with comical geniuses and you couldn't come up with 3 fucking characters like that. Right? Desperate Dan fucking Godtard, right? fucking Santa Claus with the Union Jack hat, and fucking David Guest lookalike spray on hair, stay away from your mass mascara in the middle. Oh, I love these guys. I love them, honestly. Love to your mother. Walking along, mascara all
We're
day
now
long.
live. We'll wait for a few people to come in and then we'll start. Let me just move around here. Quieter. 1 moment.
Desperate Dan.
Say hello.
Hello. Yeah, another stitch up on James.
So, just a quick video to let you know what happened today. So, we've appeared at Wimbledon Magistrates Court and I've pleaded not guilty, so we now have to come back.
Couldn't fucking at Wimbledon. I didn't even know it started. I thought it was in the summer. I can just imagine Big Desperate Dan in his wee fucking shorts like that. This is me feeling his injury. I didn't actually just rattle my knee off the middle of my desk. This is how good an actor I am. Fucking bitch. Who fucking put this big solid fucking desk here that's been for fucking here for years there? Fucker! Illuminati bastards. Try to take me out. Try to take me out.
For a trial on April the 3rd, 2020.
April Fool's Day.
So yeah, bit strange, the court hearing itself. I still can't believe that the CPS and the Met Police are spending thousands of pounds to prosecute me for alleged hurty words. So can't say too much on the trial because obviously I've still got to go to Wandsworth Police Station yet to go and give my DNA. I just want to thank everyone that's came to court with me today. Your support means the world. And yeah, we're going to be coming back up to Manchester today, and hopefully a judge will see sense on the trial date of the 3rd of April. Because like I said, you know, there are a lot more pressing issues taking place in this country rather than hurty words. Perhaps.
Yep, that's exactly. I don't know about you guys, right? I don't know about you guys, but if I was going up against the judge and I wanted to get the least possible fucking thing shoved up my arse, what I would do is I would bounce in that courtroom looking like Desperate Dan, going like that. This is exactly what I would do. I'd lie. Come along! I understand nothing, girlfriend. Come along! Hey, Gilly, man. And then I'd like bounce in the car with my girlfriend, and then we would drive in our Corvette over a cliff. Shit, am I getting reality and movies mixed up? 'Cause I watch TV, so sometimes this happens to me, you know. It happens to other people as well, they just don't admit it. But they don't watch TV, so it can't be the TV, because they don't watch TV other than on their PC. No, this is the thing. And listen to this, get this straight, folks, because this is very complicated. Now, if you watch TV on your PC, you're okay. If you watch TV on your TV, you're bad. But if you watch TV on your PC, it's all good, great, baby. So it's all about the monitor, I think. I think it's the hertz of the monitors and the flicker rate that means the Chinese Communist Illuminati 5G government's getting inside your brain and making you tune into the TARDIS. I think that's it. But let's get back to Desperate Dan, because this guy's on the ball.
Metropolitan Police Force should, instead of running this vendetta of hatred against me, why don't they run a vendetta of hatred against the terrorists?
The army and dickheads like you are making it easier, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Idiots like you make genuine protest weaker. Anyway, you thick piece of shit. I could honestly, like, see when now I think about it, like, he does seem like a dumb cop, doesn't he? Seems like that idiot that tried to join the... Let's get in on the conspiracy of this. I think he's a deep state Illuminati operative.
Islamists, these violent moped gangs, and the violent crime rate.
What about the Islamists on the mopeds? There! Let's start there. The crux of the matter. Let's start where the trouble really exists. And the trouble really exists not just in the moped wielding, knife wielding, stabby gangs. Not just the jihadi, Allah Akbar, nutbar fucking jihadists. But the combination, the uber combination of both. Nobody's thought of this. And this is why we need this is why we need Judge Dredd. Quite literally. We need some sort of uber police force to cramp down on the jihadis on mopeds. And to do that, what we need is coppers on. What are those things? What are those fucking... I forget their name. I'll wait for the thing to catch up. What are those? What are they called? Tripods? No tripods. What the fuck are they called? No cunts listening. I forgot the name of them. I don't know. Come back to me. Zimmer frame. No, that's not. Motorcycle. No. What the fuck's... Anyway. Better not wait too long. Forget what I was talking about.
That is gripping London. So we know what we're up against, and like I said,
mopeding wielding jihadis.
I'm honest, I'm straight to the point, I'll tell you how it is. I'm not going guilty on this one. I don't believe I've done anything wrong. I'm going not guilty, and yeah, we're going to go down there, and like I said, I'm not giving up, I'm not giving in. If I have been a bit quiet lately, it's because I've had a lot on with work, and obviously sorting my impending court cases out. I've got this one coming, and the one for my daughter as well, so we have been quite busy, but we have got plans to get active again.
No, segways! That was it. That was it, Magic Magnets, thank you. The segways. Imagine jihadis on segways. See when the jihadis learn to combine. It's like, I don't know if you've seen... Have you seen... Now... Psh, we all know The Simpsons has predicted the future, right? Now... This microcosm of crystal ball activity still exists, and it echoes in South Park, and South Park has echoed what The Simpsons has done with the fact that the children were able to collect more candy at Halloween using the electric scooters put into the city for free. I can see a pattern. I can see how the 5G net is going to interlink with the metal particles and the chemtrails that we're breathing in our nostrils, and then it goes into our brains, and as soon as you breathe it into your nostrils and into your brains, I know that's bullshit science, but it's true, as soon as you breathe that in, it means that 5G can then communicate with your brain directly, and you're the internet of idiots. And this is the weird thing, it's all bullshit, it doesn't really exist, but just that suggestion, it's, as I said, man, David Icke's right. Every time you suggest some sort of a bunch of bull crap shite, there's a bunch of idiots out there that buy it and it becomes real in their universe. So 5G gets inside your brain with some sort of like 5G can't get inside your brain anyway, right? But don't listen to the people who actually know talk about it. If they can get inside your brain, and the metal particles that are coming through the chemtrails that don't exist gets inside you, and they get inside you, and they get inside your brain, and acts like some sort of a antenna, and then you become a one big antenna, and then you're the internet of idiots. Whether it's real or not, you become part of the internet idiots. It's like you can't escape. You just can't escape becoming part of the internet idiots. And then you get 5G, and then you know what's after 5G. The Abu 7's already told us 6G. Sorry, not guilty. He's not guilty. I don't want to scare you with 6G, but let's have a wee look at some of the other scary stuff that's happening in the world.
Something's got me intrigued regards to this Outlands.
Yes, tube that I was sucked in by back in the day, and this is the everything's a hoax kind of idea, right? So let's look at the forensic scientist.
I captured from a video on Sunday.
What could possibly go wrong with that forensic evidence?
Saturday night. So this was on a video from Sunday. It was entitled. It was titled 4 children killed in Oakland, Sydney crash while going to get ice cream. And I haven't got the.
Now, see, even to question this, you must stay in a universe that's somehow Now, I can understand if. Right. Understand, like, if the fucking mayor mows down 4 kids and the cops come out and cover it up somehow, right? There's like a conspiracy going on. But just to say some sort of a random fucking unfortunate accident, whether it be a drunk driver or whatever, is just some sort of a like satanic. I mean, it's mental. I don't know how else to explain it. It's and I'm not in the minority, and just because I'm not in the because I'm in the majority doesn't mean that we're wrong. You know, sometimes the majority actually is in the right. Not all the time, but most of the time. And especially when it's just a big random pool of people looking at some like sort of a random batshit crazy conclusions came to somebody by fucking YouTube forensic evidence, like what? But you like, and it'll be only the people that buy into the truth or cult, the pure everything's a conspiracy, that'll buy this stuff.
Channel name there. Not sure what the channel name was. It a news channel? Because this was on the Today Show. This video was all about showing what was going on Saturday night. They showed the scene around here, ambulances and fire engines and people walking around.
Modern day ambulance chasers.
Channel. The strange thing is, this video's not there anymore. It's very rare that they pull a YouTube video when it's a news channel. Never have I seen that before. But what's intriguing is, okay, if this was on YouTube on Sunday, this has to have been Saturday night, the night this event happened. Well, we see the fence supposedly knocked over. This was all roped off.
No, this is when, like, what do you need to say to confuse an idiot bounces to mind, you know? How long's a piece of string? What noise does a tree make in the woods when it falls down when nobody's there to hear it, you know? That kind of shit.
There was ambulances galore, fire engines, police. Shouldn't that still have been all taped off and... yeah, exactly, taped off. But look, you got cars just going around here. The street should have been closed. This should have been closed all night. As you can see here, there's some little things there. I don't know what these white markers are. But
he doesn't know. No idea.
Accident scene. That should have been closed off. Definitely that night.
Right, so he's not police, he's not accident, he's not forensics, he's a YouTube idiot, and that's me putting it politely. He doesn't understand what those white markings on the pavement are. Although I would stab in the dark, but I'll let you come to your own conclusion. But somehow, some way, this open, the road is open, it's not right. Like, no offence, buddy, but fucking snap out, yeah.
Right.
And this cunt's been doing this Looney Tune shit for fucking
I wish
years.
people came around and put the flowers, but this should have been at forensic people walking around doing their thing.
Yep, he knows. Yep. He's seen CSI. He knows how it works in the real life, right? We all know CSI's real, right? So I've seen CSI too, and that doesn't look like CSI to me. And because it doesn't look like CSI, it doesn't make sense. And my YouTube forensic spidey skills tell me that there's a conspiracy going on. And for some reason, people are making up deaths of people and all that.
If not just that night, but the next day and night as well. So it doesn't make sense. How there's absolutely no one here. Or did someone just roll up when everyone left and took this photo? Or,
I mean, it's mental, isn't it? It's YouTube psychosis. That guy's staying in a parallel universe. I mean, like, I'd be here until fucking tomorrow night talking about just, I don't know, going through the fucking bullshit of that stuff, to be honest with you. I don't know, let's move on to
I'm pretty much done with this Oatlands car incident.
Well, he's done, mate, look.
I just want to finish off with a few things I want to correct.
Yeah, too many anomalies.
I've actually had someone who is in that area.
Nothing says to me like forensic investigation like Google Earth.
Do a bit of work for me.
You know, I don't know about yous. I wasn't even through my forensic investigations through Google Earth that I knew about the blurred out face conspiracy. Many people don't know this, but there's actually very many people, and you only need to look at Google Earth to verify what I'm saying here, and it's true. There's very many people around this world. You might not have seen them, but they do exist. They're very few and far between, but the Google cars have caught them, and they've got blurry faces. Mental. I know. It sounds crazy, but if you don't believe me, do some forensic investigation using Google Earth.
He's explained many things to me. First thing I want to point out here is, okay,
there's a road.
This is where most of the footage on the news was shown.
I mean, I'll be honest, I participated in this kind of shite for, I wouldn't like to put a time scale on it, but it was a minuscule amount of time. See, now when I look back on like what I'd done to these things, I'm disgusted with myself. I really am. You know, like trolling over people's deaths and fucking acting like some sort of a forensic scientist, looking at their limbs. Like, look, that's a fake limb. It's clearly not a real... Look, is that real brains? Hold on, I need to look at 10 fucking images of real brains to compare it. You know, it's really fucked up, morbid, crazy fucking Illuminati. You're in a fucking heavy cult fucking trance shit. And you end up, like, talking about TV shows and looking at Google Earth as if it's real.
Where this is now a different fence, but I sort of stated that because all the footage was here, that the car would have sort of hit the children somewhere here, assuming there were children, which I very much doubt. But
no, right, I just let's assume there might not have been children. Let's also assume something else. Let's assume there was fucking children. Let's assume those children, I know this might sound fucking crazy, let's assume those kids had mothers and fathers. Let's even assume more so that these mothers and fathers might be on social media. One of these social medias might be YouTube. And they might be fucking tuned into fucking... And then idiots like this fucking moron are putting it. Oh, turns my stomach. And this fucking loon thinks he's investigating the New World Order. Right, no offence to this loon, because he, like, his psychosis, he believes that he's fighting the New World Order. Now, Matt, he believes he's fighting the New World Order, right? He believes in freedom of speech and freedom of expression. My genuine conclusion, and I ain't getting an Illuminati ass up my arsehole, is you're a Fruit Loop, mate. Absolute bona fide fucking nut bar that sees conspiracies where there are none, and you're just in the depths of pits of paranoid delusion. I would stab in the fucking dark that most your close friends and family would share what I'm saying, because you're a nice dude. Humour your fucking shite. Just shooting for the hip there. What can I say? Just telling it like it is. Just telling it like what it is.
It's actually up here, right here. Go one bit more. I'll go to this photo. The person told me that it's hard to see here, but this is a very steep road going down here. You've heard you're going to have your brakes on it. It's very dangerous. And I'll get to the... God, right, now, again, imagine, I know, Deep State Illuminati, imagine, those kids that were killed were real. And imagine even further, the further conspiracy, those kids had parents. And imagine those parents had to subject themselves to this Looney Tune, literally going on Google Earth and going, well, if the kids hit them here, if the car hit them here, the kids would fly over here, and then if the kids flew here, then why is the fence... Why, you disgusting bastard. And then the even worse thing, because I don't know if he's understand this, and I don't know if this loony ball understands it as well, right? Do you know, like, families and, like, victims, they have a kind of, like, sort of a family tree, and there's, like, hundreds of fucking... next of kins, cousins, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, granddaughters, whole variety, right? And some of them might, it's just, and morons out there, out of some umbrella fighting the New World Order, who are forensically investigating shite through YouTube and fucking Google Earth. I do actually believe this guy's that stupid. I was going to say I don't believe that guy's that stupid. There's certain ones that I don't think are that stupid. This guy's a gullible, brain damaged butt fuck. And no offence, PK, but you're a gullible, brain damaged fuck, mate. No offence, man. You've just slipped into this pure dimension where, like, you think you've took a fucking red pill or some shit. I don't know what colour you take. You think you've took a pill and you can see shit, and you're ultimately just seeing paranoid delusions everywhere, conspiracies where there are none. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Deep State Illuminati decided to do whatever he's proposing. Something on this interview with this mother. We've had 3.
Oh God, right? You'd have thought people would have fucking got the heads up with Alex Jones and Sandy Hook, wouldn't you? But nah. See, if your kids just died, you're good for YouTube fucking fodder.
Children killed by a drunk driver, and this is about 48 hours after the event.
Imagine your children was killed. Just imagine this is actually true. I know it sounds mental because David Icke told you about the Matrix and Max Egan gave you Humball. But just imagine. Oh God. In fact, it's too actually painful to imagine.
We've already seen this interview of this non-grieving mother.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the
Baphomet. Ambulance chasers.
Everybody needs to take a look at this with Kobe.
No, everybody doesn't need to do fuck all you fucking arsehole. This is a cunt I don't believe is as stupid as he fucking proclaims to be. You know? He's like a fucking preacher. He's like a head of a church. Ain't as stupid as the kid on.
If you've ever had this feeling that
Let's bring in.
Shit, what was this?
Aleister Crowley on the wall, but they don't talk about that because what Viceland does is Viceland puts out pieces like this, just like they do for the Satanic Temple, and they go, oh, it's all just this great grand hysteria. People get hysteric about hearing about Satanism, but that's not what it's really about. So this guy ends up killing 2 people, drinking their blood. He carves his teeth down so he could...
He sounds like an evil motherfucker.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston, and...
Hey, man, I'd never seen this guy before. But I don't know if he's noticed. There's a guy standing behind him.
This is going to be a departure from what I usually do.
Hey, man, Richie from Boston. I'm the best, man. I keep the sound of doing the shit all the time, man. It's kind of like Alex Jones, man. Don't know if it's in America. It's like Dabu's Heaven. Like, I just can't quite get that shit out, man. I'm constantly just kind of squeezing my rectum, man. It's kind of like Alex Jones does it as well, man. You got to squeeze it out, man. And you just like pushing that fucking ass and boop. Hey, Richie from Boston, man.
I've recited them. I've read poetry. I've read things, etc. But this is a woman with a rake making art on a grand scale
Sounds
that
cool.
I videotaped with a drone. She did this knowing that it was going to be washed away momentarily. And
oh my God.
Massive. And not only was it artwork, but it was a labyrinth, meaning it was a maze. So if you...
I thought he meant labyrinth. I don't know.
don't like things that are beautiful, if you don't like God's creation, and you hate music that actually isn't trying to program you, you're going to hate this. But if you don't, you might want to watch it.
Now, so he's basically telling you what kind of music you can and cannot watch because this won't program you. Right, that doesn't program you, but the Deep
Welcome
State
back to
Illuminati
Propaganda
does.
Watch Friends. James Corbett here, CorbettReport.com, coming to you on the 10th of February 2000.
He watches the Super Bowl commercials. Why? I thought they were all satanic, commercialised, corporatised. You know, I don't consider myself a particular soldier. Well, wait till later, actually. I might be taking up arms against the New World Order again. I think I'm getting radicalised into fighting the New World Order, but I'll go into that later. But right now, man, I couldn't give a shit, man. Right, so I didn't watch the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl ordered its adverts. You want to know why? I don't like American football. And I don't like American football.
I already made several videos debunking the whole entire Kobe Bryant helicopter crash. But this one's going to seal the deal.
Yeah, man. Nothing like... I don't know about you guys and girls, but definitely YouTube forensic people exist. Doesn't it? I mean, what's the point with all these like expert forensic teams and all that when all you do is need some Looney Tunes on YouTube to look at a couple of YouTube videos to solve crimes? I don't know what we've been doing all this time. I know it sounds funny, but I'm being serious. I don't know what we've been doing all this time with all these forensic fucking fuckers. All this like fucking DNA, like fucking fingerprints, fuck that. I just need some 666s, some 777s, and some Looney fucking Tune Christians for YouTube. And the mystery's solved, folks. Right, because we all know it's all Deep State Illuminati. Right, somehow, some way it always is. End of. Anyway, yeah, you need to see this.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was
or it didn't even happen in the first place, which some do believe. But get a load of some of these things. Let's start here.
Let's start
LeBron
here.
James does this dunk, right? Now, it's one thing to you know, these guys can copy each other's dunks, right? We've seen people do, you know, the Michael Jordan dunk from the free throw line. It's not a
Let's
big
look
deal.
how
Somebody else
fucking
copies
stupid
it.
this shit is.
And it's just like, okay, well, look, he paid homage to Kobe Bryant and he did this dunk. LeBron did this dunk, and the headlines and the stuff that LeBron said after were just flat out creepy. Knowing what we know about demonic possession.
It's flat out creepy. Knowing what we know about demonic possession, you know, and this is what we're talking about, like, you know, everything we've learned for fucking Fruit Loop fucking idiots for YouTube, and that's all you need. I'm sorry, folks. Burn the universities, burn all the education systems, stop it all. All we need to do is watch David Icke, Alex Jones, UK Column, A Call for an Uprising, and I'd listen, and they will guide us to the promised land. Look at this boomproof evidence, folks.
About raising the dead, the Book of the Dead, the magic spells and the rituals that they perform when they commit these rituals. This makes it even more bizarre and creepy. So here's the dunk, right? I would look at it and I'd say, big deal. You know, it's just him emulating the dunk.
What do you mean,
Other
big
people
deal?
look
It's
at it and they
Illuminati.
say, that's spooky. It's the same dunk that he know beforehand.
That's fucking spooky,
and
man.
LeBron James comments and says, have you ever seen the movie The Sixth Man? Kobe came down, put himself in my body, and gave me that
spooky.
dunk on that break. Now, you might just say, oh, well, he's just being cutesy. I know that people will say, oh, come on, give me a break.
God, I actually lost interest, right? But that's how stupid it is.
Tuesday morning, yeah.
Oh no, this guy actually did die, right? And I'm laughing because PK. Oh man, nah, it's not nice. A YouTube dude's deed. I got an update and he's dead. Right, there's some YouTube psychosis, right? I mean, come on to fuck, folks. Right, you're not like, see if somebody in your right. So if a friend or family rocks up and starts fucking talking to you about fucking stuff that's clearly batshit crazy, you're not a real friend or family if you fucking humour that shit. You're not. You're really not, man. You're allowing them to go into never cloud cuckoo land. But each to their own. Believe whatever you fucking want. Right, let's look at some international nationalism. Well, let's do the Romanian meerkat. .com first of all.
So 5 years.
So I'm a Romanian meerkat.com, and I love Brexit, I love Trump, and I know nothing about Romanian politics. The irony escapes me because I'm a fucking meerkat.com. I am a nationalist, but love Brexit.
Fuck's sake. Can I do fucking Alex Jonesy's or fucking this prick's voice for much long?
My God, has it been 5 years? Holy shit. A time where I could curse on YouTube, where I could be edgy and not be afraid of getting my channel yeeted. A time where my secondary channel wasn't active, which you can check. So now I upload a video there every day. Did you see that smooth transition? Oh my God.
These production values. Pish.
I was playing League of Legends with my favorite waifu when someone on Discord decides to bother me. I mean, Discord is a program that actually tells people you're playing a video game. Why would they think it's a good opportunity to bother me exactly when they see that I'm playing? And this guy is adamant about it. Like, he keeps messaging and messaging, so I'm like, okay, let's all tap to see what's going on. And he's asking me if I know about the crisis that is happening in the German democracy.
Again, a Romanian prick sitting in Romania, never talking about any fucking Romanian politics, but he's a nationalist, but he's always talking about Brexit and Trump. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? International nationalists. And I didn't know what this was, right? River City Girls. But now, would you say this content, and remember he's a right-wing fucking international nationalist idiot.
I don't quite understand why I'm a meerkat and I love this.
Anyway, River City. People in Scotland will know what I'm talking about. That's why I was like, what? River City? What's River City all about? And River City Girls was like, what the fuck? But anyway, what was that thing that came into place about content for children? I've never been into this stuff, I don't know. Anyway, that's the international nationalist. But it's not the only international nationalist.
Shell net zip poll. So
now, I just love this way. I just love the way this guy has to do these videos as high as he possibly can on cocaine.
They didn't say.
Can't even breathe in a Pionks. You can't breathe.
Geert Wilders very seriously, did they? And people have laughed and joked. So,
again, international nationalists.
They didn't take Geert Wilders very seriously, did they? And people have laughed and joked, but he's ahead in the polls. And they've conducted a survey, and it seems that the bombshell Nexit poll, more than half of Dutch voters now want to leave the European Union. That's no surprise. The failed project that is the European Union, which has pretty much ruined the lives of many people across Europe, is in its death throes at the moment. So to read this, incidentally, I don't know if I've mentioned, I've got a new channel. It's called Full Revs. It's a backup channel. I do put content out on there as often as I do here, but it's just in case I lose this channel because you just never know. It says, more than half Dutch voters want to leave the European Union and seek an alternative trade agreement with the rest of the continent. In the style of Brexit, a bombshell poll reveals. They must be going absolutely mental in the European Union. It says here, Brussels was facing a full-blown popularity crisis as a dynamite survey shows 56% of the people in the Netherlands want to quit the political project and revert back to simple commercial ties. Oh dear. The shock result was published just 2 weeks before Dutch voters are set to go to the polls and elect a new government with the far right, he's not far right, Eurosceptic politician Geert Haircut, sorry that's Geert Wilders, you gotta laugh, he's got such a bonce on him, but he's a nice guy, leading in the polls. You've got to go past all the others, haven't you, to get the information. It also comes a day after Brussels' boss, Jean-Claude Juncker, openly dismissed the idea of taking the EU back to its roots as a trading bloc, despite including the scenario as a possibility in the landmark white paper. Right. Well, we were saying this all along, that the moment that we actually finally got to leave, everybody else would want to do the same. And it seems that there are a fair few that do. Now, Geert Wilders,
no, this seems to be getting propagated.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And more and more will leave. And it's incidentally quite funny that Scotland, I like the Scottish people, by the way, the SNP, and who's that other intolerable fucktard? Oh, God.
Tommy
the
Robinson?
one that just wails on fucking every time? Ian Blackford, that cunt. I'll tell you what. Do you know what would be nice? If he got a severe case of laryngitis. I can't fucking stand the prick. Scottish people won't. Right. Well, I don't know, Ian, if you've actually listened to the European Union, but they said that you don't actually qualify for automatic re-entry back into the bloc, just out of interest, because they don't want any more debt burdens, and your country is in debt. So, Ian, what would you do? You'd go for independence. So you'd literally break away from the bosom that fucking feeds you to go over to the other tit to find out that it's had a mastectomy and there's no more tit to suck. Good one, mate. Well done. Did Cranky tell you that this would be a good idea? Because had a little trick the other day by saying that the Brussels wanted to put up some fucking Scottish thing on Brexit Day, only to find out that she funded it and it wasn't the European Union's idea at all, because she's not actually that interesting. Or how do I say this? Scotland on its own isn't a tasty dish for the European Union. It just isn't. I'm sorry to say that. And Scottish people know, that is, anybody that's got a common sense, any brain up there at all, would know that they're better off sticking in part of the UK rather than going it alone. Because if they go it alone, well, especially with that fucking retard running the country, they'll be fucked. So, that's that then. And also, I think Boris Johnson's going to make an example of the cranky, and he's going to war with her. So this will be interesting. And, yeah, interesting times, it really is. Now, I truly believe that the European Union, like the spoilt little prick who wants to win every time he plays a game of football with you, and if he doesn't, he takes his ball out. I think the Union are going to play like this right up until the end, and we're going to leave with a no deal, because they're going to demand things that are just unreasonable. And
of course, because Brexit, it's never enough. Here's some more international nationalism.
That's where I share uncensored, unrestricted content. And right now, Twitter is on a rampage banning profiles. They just blocked zero.
Is that like Chelsea Clinton? I don't know. Is it like Barbara Streisand?
Hedge from talking about the coronavirus, and James O'Keefe from sharing information on the Bernie Sanders campaign managers who actually spoke about violence against conservatives. So technically, according to Twitter, it's okay to speak about violence against conservatives, but it's not okay for conservatives to point that out. That is why we have a major loss of freedom in our society. You know, this is also why we had so many problems at the State of the Union address with the Democrats, because the Democrats care not about the American people, about our freedoms, or about our rights, or even about the Constitution. All they care about is themselves and the rise of globalism and communism here in the United States of America, and they do it.
It's the communist globalists! Oh. It's the cocaine reverend again.
What to do with child rapists? It says Switzerland will allow child rapists.
Right, well, no offence, mate. Why don't you concentrate on what use English pricks? Like, what's the Swiss cheese? What's the Swiss cheese pedos got to do with use English pricks now in Brexit? You know, the irony just like doesn't even. I don't think it registers. Sinn Féin is one landslide. I don't know if it's landslides. I just know they've won major gains. That's an exit poll, but I do believe they actually achieved major gains and stuff, right? Now, they're typically thought of as the nationalistic party, but they're kind of like the SNP in the sense that they're Irish nationalists within the European Union, like the SNP. So within Ireland and elsewhere, further afield, there's the international nationalists who think Sinn Féin isn't nationalistic enough, and the Irish people who have voted for them have made mistakes. Anyway, so from let's have a look at Mad Max. I want to make some important points here.
And the Wetton upper chamber. If you've been directed here for instructions, note that most messages are intentionally obscure. If you're having difficulty understanding a particular message, you may reach out to Luxembourg Cathedral on node 9 of the forgotten frequency. After authentication,
you got that? You want to reach out to node 9? It's just by station 66 on the fucking Harry Potter Express. Woo woo! Oh boy! The Max Egan train.
Authentication, you may receive additional instructions, blah blah blah. Best regards, Somerset Belanov.
Perfect sense.
Website, it's got posts on.
Oh, Somerset Belanov's the Illuminati princess that all of a sudden now exists on the internet, and who's the Illuminati princess? Shh, don't tell anybody, she'll come and get you. I heard she hangs around with Maggie Murphy. You know, that I'm not even joking. That would make sense to me. If Somerset Belanoff hung around with Maggie Murphy, I'd get it. That is something I would believe, Max. That is something I would believe if Maggie Murphy presented herself.
They're claiming to go back to 2017, 2016, January 2016. All sorts of posts on this website relating to world events. You know, we require this, we require that. Luxembourg Cathedral, Australian federal elections, Scott Morrison for the PM post, congratulations on your upcoming victory, for it is assured. Posts going way back, folks, to, you see here, 2017. Going
right. Now, I want to take your minds back to, remember Max Egan was inseparable from Ken O'Keefe, Ken O'Fife. Back in the day when they used to go around the world shagging women and making money on fucking the back of fucking I'm selling you the truth. Then they done their world citizen scam, and the scam get busted, and the Truffer Industrial Complex fed Ken O'Keefe to the wolves, but protected Max Egan. And the way they protected Max Egan at the time was they didn't allow Ken O'Keefe any platform to speak on. So he wasn't allowed on fucking X, Y, and Z and all these fucking wee internet radio stations. But Max Egan was. And he was allowed on with a sympathetic ear. Richie Allen and was David Icke there? I can't remember. Richie Allen's radio show at the time sticks most in the mind. Now we have the exact same thing happening after the like, no offence, Max, but you're a fruit. Like, I think you're a charlatan, mate. Right? I don't think you're stupid. I think you're an out and out charlatan that took too much fucking psychedelic shit one night, blotted out a pile of shite, and you're now trying to find yourself out the mire. The same kind of shite you got yourself in with Ken O'Keefe when you get caught with your hands in a cookie jar, trying to pump the same bit of fucking poontang, and the Truffer Industrial Complex came to your rescue, just like is happening just now. So now he's talking about Illuminati princesses staying in Scotland. Now he's on the Kev Faker show. So I'm saying exactly the same thing that happened when him and Ken O'Keefe fell out. Freeman Fly. Max Egan.
It says you are live.
Well, you're live, buddy, because we can hear you. So, Racontours News.
Morning of Tuesday, February the 11th.
Fuck, PK. I don't know, what's he talking about? Two favourite clowns. I don't know who he's talking about. No.
Orale, vatos! This is Lukadowski of We Are Changing the Org. This time in Acapulco, Mexico, inside.
No, Anna in Acapulco. Anna in Acapulco. Took me ages to learn to fucking say Anna in Acapulco. Anna in Acapulco. Fuck you, Judowski. Anyway, where's Max Egan? Where's fucking Mushroom Nose? Do you know if you don't leave? See, do you know if you leave Mushroom? Do you know if you leave Max Egan in the dark too long, his nose doubles in size? That's true, by the way. That's like an actual like conspiracy fact. And then he was on Vinnie Eastwood, but I think that's the Raconeurs thing. But it's just a small sample. But the point I was trying to make is it's the exact same MO as what happened when Max Egan fucked up with Ken O'Keefe. But nobody came to the rescue of Ken O'Keefe. They all threw him to the wolves and stuck up for Max Egan. Right, okay, so spot the right-wing meme. This is all independent journalism. Let's see what they're talking about.
We're tuned into questions for Corbett, and this week's question we're going to take...
This week's question, the demographic. I'm an egghead fucking dweeb.
I wouldn't possibly lie to you. I fucking hate that cunt, man. He reminds me of Humpty Dumpty just because he's big fucking egghead. His fake ass fucking hipster fucking beard. You know he fucking drinks latte and gets it all over his beard and it fucking pisses your tits off. Maybe that's just me. Anyway. Now, this guy. So, what was that last one? Shit, what was Core Dick about? Right wing mean. Oh, the demographic crunch. Like, white males are fucking no shit. Again, Corbyn, go out and pump some women. Go out there and pump some women. But I'm going to get to the popular. I'm going to get to my way of fighting the New World Order sooner rather than later. Right now, what's important is my Dallas Goldbug skills. Now, I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys and girls. But when I step outside my front door, it only takes a minimum of like 3.5 seconds before I've got trannies and every just all around me, trying to put tights on me, trying to fucking dress me up like the Rocky Horror Show and all that. And you know, unless I'm smashed up my tits and I want to get into that kind of stuff, I'm like, whoa, calm down, trannies. Woo! It's like dogs in heat. I mean, I've heard this is the same all over the world. I mean, let's listen to this guy. Now, let's get this right. Getting women to dress like drag queens. Now, I'm pretty sure a drag queen was a man trying to dress like a woman. That's just a mental definition that I had. It wasn't more complicated than that. A drag queen was a man dressing as a woman. Dressing up like a woman. But somehow, some way, women can dress up like a man trying to dress up like a woman. Now, don't hold it against this guy. Don't let the disguise fool you. He's secretly Einstein. This is rocking philosophy, baby. And he wouldn't say this is philosophy if it wasn't philosophy. It's like, do you know that Truth for Industrial podcast I do? It's a podcast. You know how it's a podcast? Because I say so. And it says it in the name. And this guy is a philosopher because of the cock nose and fucking mustache. I just need, do you know what I need? I need this cigar.
Unscripted. Please like, share, subscribe. Click the bell for all notifications. Do the same on BitChute. I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe to my newsletter if you can. And donations are also always very much appreciated via the links provided in the description. The topic for this video is how the culture around us is getting women to essentially dress like drag queens. That's...
Where are you hanging about, mate? How do women dress like a drag queen? I don't get it. Fucking confusing me. I need to philosophize this shit, right? Hold on, let's break this down. Where is the philosophy? Right, philosophy. Right, drag queen. Man dressing like woman. Drag queen. Man dressing like a woman. But the culture is trying to get women to dress like drag queens, which is a woman dressing like a man dressing like a woman. I'm getting confused. Let's just like put a cock on his nose and laugh at him.
They're beginning to look, or they are looking in a lot of instances. Now, on the 1st of February of this year, I asked on Twitter why the media is obsessed with getting women to dress like this. And by the media, of course, I'm talking about the wider culture, which, of course, relates to the fashion industry, where a lot of this influence comes from. Now, I'm not talking about this ridiculous idea that certain people promote, where every woman is a male to female trans person. That's not my...
No, just every second woman. Not all of them. Not all of them. Come on, that'd be mental. Just some of them.
Angle at all.
Right, now, again, this is philosophy, but I'm saying spot the right wing meme. Right, we can get rid of cock nose. Now, again, me talking about how Epstein's death is getting used politically doesn't mean I support Epstein, child abuse, or I'm happy that he's dead or unhappy that he's dead. Or whatever. Anyway, right? I'm just fucking pointing out some fucking things here. It's getting used politically. It's getting used to assassinate. It's getting used to politically fucking smear, assassinate the Clintons and their friends. Why? Because they were so fucking... Because they were butt fucking Epstein. Anyway, and here's like, we are change, we are independent. Can you spot the right wing meme? And again, here's just patriots bouncing about, putting posters into fucking brown people's faces. It's okay to be white. Somebody suggested it's not. Are you, like, what's your problem, motherfucker? You're almost acting like you're a minority in this country. You know, like, this is what I don't get about these assholes. They actually don't understand. They are a minority. Let me get my brain back in. And my teeth. They're a majority. If you're a minority, although, however growing that or dwindling that minority is, and let's say prejudice, xenophobia and all that has been prevalent in the past and stuff, then you can understand why there'll be people be like, fuck you, like, you know, don't abuse me, because it's kind of like being a Rangers fan in a Celtic fucking pub, you know what I'm talking about? Bouncing about like that. My fucking rights to wear this. Rule Britannia. In a Celtic pub. Easy peasy. Right, but again, like, here they're drag queens, so they're turning up at a fucking library. Now, listen, I'm not saying take your kids and go and get them stories read to them by drag queens. That's your choice. It really is your choice. And I'm all about the freedoms. But these people are about the freedoms of speech, and they choose to use the freedom of speech to point at people and go, like, you shouldn't have the freedom to do what you're doing. And I'm using my freedom to say that you shouldn't have the freedom to do what you're doing. See if it's all fucking everybody's like, I don't know, see when the drag queens and the trannies start getting armed to the teeth and going to the schools and rounding up kids like fucking Jimmy Savile and Rolf Harris and carting them off to camps to listen to tranny tales, then I might take up arms. Until then, fucking get over yourselves, you fucking idiot. Stop getting gaslit with YouTube. My lord. My lord. Now, believe this or believe this not, this is not a mirror image. This is not the same person. This isn't one person. It's the same person with a moustache and a light on his face, and then the same person without a moustache but without light on his face, taking a different time. No. I want to see if they actually acknowledge that they're twins. This will be quite interesting.
Warren Buffett. Ezra is still running live, to quote Warren Buffett. Ezra is still running a little late, so he's not in the most ideal spot to do this live stream, but we're going to do it because it has to be done. So, yeah, and if anyone's asking why it's running late...
oh, wow. Dallas Gold Tits. Is Dallas Gold Tits still about? I want Dallas Gold Tits back. God, bring around Dallas Gold Tits. I want Dallas Gold Tits back. And the reason I want Dallas Gold Tits back... This is the same person speaking to themselves on the same live stream, and I need him to tell me how they've done this.
Ezra was... the weather is not cooperating, so force majeure, we'll call it. Okay, before I introduce Ezra.
Now again, I don't know. To me, the company keep your editorial stance on your channel tells a lot about the narrative and the politics you're trying to spin.
Week for Democrats in a very, very long time.
Oh, Tim Pool talking about how bad the Democrats are doing. But hold on, let's have a wee look at Tim Pool. And this is, I think, the cats getting on your tits.
Oh my freaking goodness. Welcome to another exciting edition of Twitter Blitz. And the crowd is simply flipping its goddamn freaking shit. Cause we've got a star-studded panel today, and we're paying tribute to everyone's favorite ollie-flipping ultra super duper left-wing journalist and most coveted beanie baby on eBay, Tim freaking Pool. I'm Creationist Cat, and now let's say hi to our guestess with the bestest, starting with rising left tube superstar, Jack Saint!
Thanks for having me on, CC. Have to say, though, kind of going to have to take issue with the idea that Tim Pool's super left-wing.
Well, we've consulted experts.
Of course he's left-wing, he says so.
A leftist. He's dang close to a socialist.
So, you're wrong, but America's number shooting top, rational big boy.
Facts and logic.
Freaking amazing. Don't get
Hold on, there's a bit I did want to actually.
Game is crop.
Fixing the. Fuck's sake, can't remember it going on in fucking this long. What the fuck? Is that an advert or something? Alright, aye.
Tim Pool doing in here?
Jiggled her breasts and.
It's for writing ass, but the. I mean, well, speaking of Alex Jones, our next tweet comes from Nicholas, who writes,
I've got the wrong fucking clip. What was that? Anyway, right, the go on is fucking trying, like, that is the left wing. Creationist Cat is Antifa. And when they're calling you out for being right wing, you know you're not left wing. Does that make sense? Don't know if it does. Hopefully it does.
Everyone, including Bill Maher, is saying that this is Trump's best week ever, and the Democrats.
And everybody, including you, is now rhyming and repeating this is Trump's best time ever. But he's an independent journalist, you understand. Man, pie and beans. Proper Scottish pie and beans.
Sorry, there's a little bit of layover here from the social media shares in a transcript given to the National Post. So she talks about her father, of course, Dr. Jordan Peterson, who has been on my show.
Don't apologise about overlay, Baldy, fucking chrome dome. You fucking iron giant looking prick. You are a professional! Get that shit sorted, bitch!
Worldwide fame, adulation, hatred, all of the stuff that happens when you step into the...
All cats are Antifa, cha. You've got cats, cha. You know they're fucking Antifa. Antifa!
Has been absolute hell for the Petersons. Dad was put on a low dose of benzodiazepine a few years ago for anxiety, following an extremely severe autoimmune reaction to food.
Oh, right, the right-wing meme. Right, Jordan Peterson. Joe Rogan tried his carnivore diet. He lost a lot of weight and all that. He went on it because Jordan Peterson went on it, and that guy apparently really done wonders for his health. Hold on, he's dying. Could Jordan Peterson being on death's fucking door be anything to do with his carnivore diet? No, not at all! Okay. At no point in my head does a human being only eating meat ever enter into it. Right? The way I see it, seeming back in the day, we were swinging for branches, chilling in the jungle with our bitches. We'd be out there doing a wee bit of hunting. club something over the head. You'd eat that shit, sit there with a big belly, and then you'd be like, sorry, it sounds sexist, but you'd send the woman out to go berry picking, bring you back grapes with a wee fan. You'd be sitting there on your top of your tree like that. Big belly full of fucking the other chimps. You just ate the other tribe. Fucking true chimp. You'd be getting your harem. Throw some grapes in your mouth. But anyway, there's the Iron Giant and Jordan Peterson. I'd highly recommend the carnivore diet. Joe Rogan swears by it, and it didn't do Jordan Peterson any harm at all. Although apparently he's dying. Don't know if you know this. He's dying. Right, so that was Spot, the right-wing meme. Now, I think this is actually quite the clever part of the show. But the Joe Rogan and All Eyes on Bernie. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Bernie Sanders bukkake. Right, let's go to this one first. Get the timestamp out the way. Templar Report 69.
What's going on in Iowa? Bernie Sanders beat by what's his name? Some butt guy. He's beat Bernie Sanders. Allegedly, the 1% and they want to recount. Who knows? And in Britain here, we have our own butt thing going on with a well-known TV celebrity coming out after 27 years of marriage.
Philip Schofield's gay, and we've got our own butt thing coming on.
And behave so wickedly. They've spent all their time and effort with these ridiculous impeachments and these witch hunts against President Trump, all of which are rubbish, total nonsense. If there was any Russian involvement in the last election, it was Hillary Clinton in the pay of the Russians, not President Trump. But there we go. But they've spent 4 years, completely wasted 4 years, and now they're in no position to even take on Donald Trump. No, I mean, beat him. So we have revised our opinion, and it's our opinion that President Trump will win a second term. Now, I'm telling you,
if I get good odds, I'm taking him. Trump's getting in 2020, easy peasy. Here's the inside baseball. The far right and the BNP elements that are in and around Jim Dawson want that to happen.
Democrats have fielded strong candidates and had their act together and built the machine over the last 4 years. He would have had no chance of winning a second term. No way. Because the demographic shift, it's millions, 7, 8 million of a demographic shift.
Okay, so now let's get this into context here. Now, I would advise, like, through my bullshit and madness, just maybe like listen to this shit, right? Here's a guy that's a marketing expert, and his expertise in marketing is demographics. Now, these aren't fancy words, they actually mean something. Stick it in, you could go and understand it. Now, he's talking about now, he's also politically involved. He's helped the BNP get elected in the past and earned them millions of pounds. He knows politics, and he knows how to electioneer and all that shit. He knows how to politically strategise. And he's got independent news outlets. Anyway,
so thank God that the Democrats have completely went off their rocker, off their heads.
Right, so now he's saying, right, the best thing that could happen to Donald Trump is the Democrats being all fragmented, fighting amongst themselves, and who would they want to run against Trump?
Completely mad.
If the Trump supporters, right now, Jim Dawson is a open Trump supporter, and who is he champion to run against Trump?
Lost the plot and went down this road. And you know, the Bible talks about sometimes the devil digs these pits for us to fall in, and more often than not, it's his own people that fall in the pit, not us. We jump over them, we skip over them, we're lifted over them by the holy angels and their guardians. But the people who are on the devil's side fall in their own pit. And
it's the unicorns that save me.
I think that's what's happened to the Democratic Party. They have dug these ditches for good Americans to fall into, and the only people that fell into them is them. Because there's...
Now, if you can't see the cult-like connotations, the absolute good and evil connotations that this guy's bringing to politics, you know, he wants you to believe that people that are on the left of politics are evil. No questions, no ifs, no buts, no maybes. Absolute evil. And if you end up like going down that route and believing that anybody that isn't on the right of politics is evil, I think you turn into a truther.
So busy screaming in their snowflake frenzy, they don't see the ditch and they fall straight into it. Hallelujah.
Snowflake frenzy, man. A fucking poof walks by you and you're fucking up. Oh, I'm gonna catch gay disease. Yeah, big fucking Jesse fucking... What's his name? Jim Dowson you.
Yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful God we serve, who has protected Donald Trump, protected the American state and the American people, and we just hope and pray now that the Constitution will be protected, especially the right to bear arms. It's so vital. You get rid of those arms, you'll be slaves like us. So the whole thing's went mad. The Democratic Party will not recover in time. They're not going to get themselves together to fight Donald Trump effectively, in my opinion. But let's not be complacent. Let's make sure we keep vigilant. Let's make sure in our local areas across America we bang the drum for Donald Trump, and we get our fundraising activities in order. We get our local branches and offices in order. All hands.
Now, I don't know, I hate sounding like a broken record, but I think this is valuable, maybe like for ground for people to explore that haven't done it before. This guy's like a Christian, like not just like a Christian, hey, I mean a fundamental crazy fucking Christian motherfucker that's inherently involved in a lot of paramilitary-esque politics here in the UK and Northern Ireland and whatnot, and far-right entities, and the rhetoric he's saying gets echoed in 90 to 95% of the truth movement, and nobody questions that commonality.
To the pump. Do not take this one for granted, folks. Please don't allow the Democrats to sneak in the back door because we're all so confident. Work as if
Jim Dowson
there is no
hates
chance
it
of
in the
Donald
back
Trump
door.
winning, and you have to do everything you can to push him over the line. Woo. That's the attitude we must have to make sure he is
Don't go near
pushed
the
over
back
the line
door
again.
when Jim Dowson's
Because if
about,
these
you
lunatics
just
get
won't
in
be
power,
having it.
it's all over America.
Gay
Good
sex
night.
is...
Shut the door. It's all over. It's finished.
All over America.
You know that. I know that. Templars will be working very, very hard, flat out, just in case any Democrats are looking and saying, aha, foreign involvement, well, whatever, but we're not Russians. We are Western people, and the people who be doing the work are our people on the ground.
It's alright for you to interfere in elections, isn't it? It's all good. So, that was the Templars talking about Bernie and the election. Now let's have a look at some of the other all eyes on Bernie. So, this is my crazy conspiracy
Bernie
theory.
Sanders now is bang.
This is my crazy conspiracy theory. Entities out there who are behind Trump, who may not appear to be behind Trump, will be trumpeting Bernie Sanders because the Trump campaign, if they could select the person that Trump would run against, would select Bernie Sanders because they've ran the numbers and understand fucking Kermit the Frog could beat Bernie Sanders in America. I mean, you've got America with that fucking Cold War hangover. There is no way in fucking God's green earth that Americans will fucking elect a commie. No fucking way. Especially fucking one that's finger licking fucking good. Like fucking Colonel Sanders there, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's have a look at the Colonel Sanders Bukkake.
Dead on to be the Democratic Party's candidate in the November election in the United States.
Yay!
As exclusively predicted here by me long
Yeah, George Galloway can tell he's a time traveller on that hat.
long ago.
He's like Doctor Who, and we all know Doctor Who's real, folks. But I don't watch Doctor Who because I don't own a TV.
Long before anyone in the mainstream was prepared to give it house room. It's amazing how often I'm right. In fact, if I ever write another memoir, it will be called I Was Right About Everything.
Bernie Bro has an epic meltdown on ASU campus. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today
Hi, Mr. Obvious.
on Hacker 4chan and the Twatters, we're going to take a look at the following clip. Here you can see on Mark Dice, unhinged, at ASU student wants to, quote-unquote, throats.
Recently, in an appearance on MSNBC, longtime Democratic strategist James Carville was talking with the Democratic Party and said, "We're losing our minds," in reference to the leftward lurch of their party, fringe issues being campaigned on that Americans don't care about, and the fact that in the Iowa caucus they couldn't even count votes. Yet in an interview, he then goes on to blame Russia for propping up Jill Stein and the New York Times for writing about Hillary's emails, and I can only conclude one thing. The Democratic Party is in complete freefall, and it is breaking apart before our eyes. Right now, Bernie Sanders leads the popular vote in Iowa.
Woohoo! Come on, Bernie.
But it's only halfway. It's a half measure.
Now,
Are we not?
I'm going to get deep and go 6-dimensional, fucking 9-dimensional twister on people's ass again. Now, Chunky Mark was a weird one because he came to my attention at a particular point when I was like just fresh in the truther cult, like, oh my god, the TV's been lying to me all my life, man. All I needed was the YouTube. If I had YouTube when I was younger, I would know the truth about everything, man. Right, it was kind of that naivete, you know, when I just first switched YouTube on and started like watching it 24/7 instead of TV, and we started going, TV's lying to you, man, I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, Chunky Mark was there. And it was weird because I went to Bilderberg with a lot of other people at the time, and Chunky Mark turned up at Bilderberg, and he was in a taxi with Alex Jones and Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert, or who was the four that were in? Anyway, a few of them. Done the rounds with the usual talking heads and stuff. And as it transpired, as time went on, and the truther cult edged me towards the UKIP kind of side of politics, and Chunky Mark went towards the Corbyn side of politics. Now with my theory about Bernie Sanders, which I think is solid, Corbyn makes sense. Right, and just rewind here for a wee second, and hopefully try and bear with me. Same principle applies. If I was working for the Trump campaign and I had the option of using my tentacles in the fucking media, Shazam, to choose the opponent I could run against, well, in hindsight, in the UK, Jeremy Corbyn was perfect, wasn't he? Why? Because even Bobo Johnston, who every cunt hates. Now, it's a bit of an exaggeration, right? But the guy certainly isn't loved in this country, right? There has never been such a hated Prime Minister ever. But even him and his party could beat Jeremy Corbyn. Why? Because the same principle applies here as in America. There is no way. There is no fucking way that a commie, and again, I'm using flowery language here, but you get what I'm trying to get at here. People from that far spectrum of the fucking left, as Bernie Sanders and his carbon copy Jeremy Corbyn, could not win an election in America or the UK. That is already played out here in the UK, and I believe we're witnessing the same thing in America. Now, imagine if my assumption that no matter what, no matter who Bernie Sanders ran against, it could be like a fucking slug, he wouldn't win because America couldn't fucking elect a fucking commie. Then he would be the perfect... Hopefully people get my point, my crazy conspiracy. Now does it make sense how Joe Rogan... I'm a lefty! Woo! I'm a lefty, Joe Rogan! Fucking... And I like Joe Rogan, I just fucking... don't think he's as legit as... he's deep state Illuminati. part of the conspiracy. No, he's just fucking... Anyway, we'll get to Joe Rogan in a wee sec. This is the Bernie Sanders bukkake. But there, Chunky Mark fucking sticking out the Bernie fucking pish. Anyway, there's the interlinking. There's the deep state Illuminati conspiracy.
So those back in the UK, it'd be Sunday morning where you're waking up.
Yeah, back in the UK, who gives a fuck about fucking Colonel fucking Sanders?
But is he going to be able to get the support that he needs from Republicans?
Fuck's sake, man. Colonel Sanders.
Hi, so I've made a decision here at Press Reset Earth. It's going to be a pretty easy one.
Mate, you get butterfly, you've been sniffing shite. I don't know, is that shite or a butterfly? I can't tell.
Because of my general ideology. In case you out there didn't know, I am a strong supporter of socialism. And more specifically, a more national type of socialism.
National socialism is great. Now, but again, I don't know.
Joining me now, 2020 presidential candidate.
Hey, popcorn chicken man! Woo, finger licking good.
Taxi driver from London. I'm here with Michael Moore. Michael, you just said you've taken...
He's not a taxi
saw
driver.
a big yellow sign and it had a moose on it.
I had a moose on it, and I speak like I'm from the States. Cry your eyes, gate. I know it's gonna go down, but I'm speaking like I'm on the streets. You know, I speak like this cause I am from the States. I ain't putting this on, bruv. I ain't just trying to act like I'm down from with the kids.
Fucking charlatan motherfuckers. Can't even speak in a proper fucking accent. But who knows what fucking Londoners sound like for reals.
If my parents were alive today, they both died young, it would have been incomprehensible for them. Incomprehensible. The idea that their son
I am no joking, it's actually making me fucking hungry watching him. What about customers? I want some Popeye chicken. Right, anyway, did you get the Colonel Sanders effect?
This is CBN News Watch.
Even the Christian Broadcast Network. Even the Christian Broadcast Network. Don't fucking say that any more times. That network there. You say we Hail Marys when you say that. Even that network's bumming up the Sanders. Trust me, they're bumming up the Sanders.
Where is the here at home? What's pushed them to get into politics?
They changed their fucking... Did they change? Am I lying? There's the Bernie effect. All eyes on Bernie. No, I'm lying, but it's about Bernie Sanders. So, now, all eyes on Bernie comes off the back of me pointing at Joe Rogan. Now, again, I'm not saying Joe Rogan's deep state Illuminati. I'm saying that he understands he is the biggest podcast in the world. He makes $30 or $60 million a fucking year. That money doesn't just fall out the sky and fall in his fucking pocket for no fucking reason, right? He understands that, like, see, everything on his show is native advertising. See when he pulls out Mike Tyson's fucking big joint, right? Mike Tyson's like that. Cha-ching! His sales go through the roof, right? They talk about it's the Joe Rogan effect. See when he gets all his mates on the podcast to sit around and drink fucking whiskey and smoke a joint. It isn't him just fucking getting his mates around to fucking sit and have a podcast. His mates' shows sell out. Ernie, Bernie, fucking Frank and Big Dave, they've all got shows to sell, and funnily enough, they've all got shows in and around the time they bounce up on Joe Rogan's podcast. This ain't an accident, folks. You're a fool. You're suspending disbelief. You're putting Joe Rogan, you're putting the pussy on a pedestal. I mean, you put the Joe Rogan, the toe, or the pussy on a pedestal. You just fucking, you suspend disbelief. You're like, you know, and that pussy, that toe, or that Rogan it's going to be able to like fucking bamboozle you, man. Anyway, so let's have a wee look at bits right.
Jesus Christ. So it looks like Forbes has released some numbers.
Right. I dare say he's probably making more money than that. But that's no where the power where he gets is the influence he's got. Right? That cunt fucking sits and cracks open the fuck. Have you not seen him? It's like, I'm drinking this alcoholic-free beer. It's lovely. Ooh, it's a Heineken. It's like pretty much like facing the camera going, it's a Heineken alcoholic-free beer. Oh, it tastes like, ooh, baby. It's are people naive? Do you think that's him just drinking beer on the podcast? He's fucking idiots. Dan fucking Aykroyd turning up. I just wanted to chat to you, Joe. But coincidentally, let's drink some of my vodka. It costs fucking 200 fucking bucks a bottle because it's in a crystal skull that's the aliens from Timbuktu. Ooh, let's talk about aliens from Timbuktu. Okay, Dan Aykroyd, I will sit here and humour you and drink your fucking overpriced fucking vodka, which is basically just toddy water, but you put it through a crystal. And this is all just genuine broadcasting, folks. It isn't native advertising. Right, I'm sorry, I don't... And listen, I enjoy Joe Rogan's podcasts. I am just saying, don't sit there and suspend disbelief. See, when he gets Bernie fucking Sanders on his podcast, he knows, his podcast knows, any cunt in the world with free brain cells that know how media fucking works knows what's going to happen. Just like when he fucking, oh, I'm just smoking this, I'm just drinking this, I'm just doing this. They all know what's going to happen. The amount of eyes that are on that shite, and he's just sitting there all authentic like that. Oh, I'm just drinking Cleopatra's tit water. Oh. I remember when I explained to a mate that fucking when women squirt is pretty much piss. He's like, ugh. He still drinks it. Anyway. Joe Rogan, 30 mil a year. That's enough about women squirting. But what else did I want to point out about the JR thing, right? Here's a couple of timestamps. I can't remember. 25. Pretty poetic.
3, 2, 1. Lex.
It's like incredible. So you're a little bit crazy, off the reservation. I think somebody was
Daryl saying that that's a slur. I never even thought of that. I didn't think of what that meant.
Yeah, so they already put in this bin of you're not a legitimate researcher. Mm-hmm. And the same kind of, and I think we're now in a culture.
What? They didn't legitimately put things into Google and read the results? Because that's research.
Which is great. Eric Weinstein's good at this. I'm hoping to be good at this. You're good at this, at allowing those people on the fringes in and saying, what are your ideas? Exploring those.
Yeah.
Of course, you have a greater and greater platform to where there is a line. You don't want too far on the fringes.
Yeah, that's something I'm aware of now that I wasn't aware of, say, like 3 or 4 years ago. And I used to have a lot of those. I've had some people on that I would never have on again. And then I've had some people on that I've been criticized for having them on. I'm like, okay, I see why you are upset, but I think there's value in having conversations with people that are on the fringes. There's people that are bad faith actors, right? They act in bad faith. Those are the ones you have to be careful of, and sometimes you don't know who they are until you get to know them.
Yeah,
and then you've already kind of opened the door.
Like for some people, for like the legitimate 7-year-old plus Democratic Party, Tulsi Gabbard is on the fringe.
Yeah.
Right? But I think you having her on is great. Is exploring, she's one of the...
It's helping weaken... I'm not saying don't listen to going... What's her name? Chelsea Gabbard or whatever her fucking name is, right? I don't give a fuck. Don't vote. Do vote. Vote for whoever the fuck you want. I couldn't give a flying shite. That is not what I'm here for. No fucking... couldn't give fucking 2 hoots. 2 hoots. I'm so annoyed that I was just 2 hoots. Ooh, 2 big hoots. Not even a hoots. I don't give 2 hoots. Right? I don't give 2 hoots either, right? Whatever the fucking noise you want to make. I don't. Frankly, my dear, I just don't give a damn. Right? I forgot what I was talking about now, right? Probably about you fucking voting about some fucking arsehole, right? I think that was what it was. But to be so naive and to neglect the fact that the biggest podcast in the world, known fact, has got an editorial stance. Chinaman with TikTok, Wickwalk on, no chance. Fucking American cunt, I'm pretty sure it was American cunt, for Minds, the new bastion of freedom of speech, when YouTube and all that started throwing all the alt-right after platforms. Funny enough. Oh, come on in. I want you to learn about freedom of speech. TikTok's got freedom of speech. No, it's not. It's run by the Chinese. So, there's an editorial stance there, admittedly by Joe Rogan, that you ignore at your peril, and to think that they fucking him and the apparatus and industry behind him aren't operating along those levels because he's such a large fucking... I think you're naive. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe you're naive. Maybe I don't know what that is. I've just discovered some alien matter.
Young minds exploring sort of the role of the United States, the foreign policy in the world, militarily, in terms of trade, and so on. So she's an excellent mind, who I don't think is on the fringe. And the same
I don't think she's on the fringe either.
Bernie Sanders, for many people, still is on the fringe.
Ding! Yeah.
And
I think he gets misrepresented, though.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things that was
great,
tremendously beneficial for me is to sit down with him for hours and have a conversation.
Give him head.
And you go, oh, you're a real person. Yeah. You're not this wacky guy yelling about billionaires. When you get these...
I hope you had some popcorn chicken.
90-second sound bites in these debates. You don't get a chance to know who someone is.
Yeah, so I used to listen to this. I listen to a lot of radio on the left and the right to try to take in what people are thinking about. I used to listen to this program. I think it's called the Tom Hartman program. He's like a major lefty, but he had this segment called Brunch with Bernie. And he would invite Bernie Sanders like every Friday or something like that. And just sort of the intellectual honesty and curiosity that Bernie exhibited was just fascinating. Sort of like, as opposed to being a political thing that just repeats the same message over and over, which actually what it kind of sounds like when you listen to him now publicly.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually a thinking individual and a poem.
Now, so as you can clearly see, like, I'm watching content from Joe Rogan, and I'm not just putting it on in the background. I'm watching intently and listening to what's actually getting said, to the extent where I'm trying to analyse, like, if there is an editorial stance from the volume of output he does, not just each individual one. You know, like, it wouldn't be hard to have a right-wing outfit and then every now and again have a lefty on and go, look, I'm a balanced, independent journalist. You know, it wouldn't be hard to do that. You know, it isn't fucking rocket science. You know, it's not as if this doesn't get done. You know, and like, I know he sits up there and everybody's painting me as all right. I don't know what politics he chooses, right? But he's fucking certainly fucking getting his fucking 30 million for somewhere. And the Jordan Petersons and the Alex Joneses and this guy, the English guy that he had on, that fucking, they're all from a political fucking stance. Right, and then I'll point to the editorial decision that Joe Rogan admitted to that it happened. Who made that choice on the show, I don't know. But TikTok man, no chance. Minds man, all good to go. Anyway, let's see if this is the last bit I want to go to this.
So, Buvaisar Saitiev would read Boris Pasternak, which is a famous Russian poet, won the Nobel Prize, before every match, and he kind of captures that ethic. So this is the poem. I'll say it in Russian.
Okay.
And then in English.
Please.
Okay.
They're not Russian
Другие
robots.
по живому следу пройдут твой путь опять опять.
They're speaking to Putin.
Но поражение от победы ты сам не должен
Secret
кричать.
messages to Putin.
И
I don't
должен
like this foreign
единой
muck stuff.
дойкой не отпуститься от лица, но быть живым, живым и только до конца.
I think they said kill the infidels and Americans.
People that appreciate that. The translation of
drink
crappy
vodka.
is very difficult to translate the Russian language, but it's,
Yeah, don't translate it.
the others
It's just a secret
step by
message
step
to
will
Putin.
follow, the living imprint of your feet. But you yourself must not distinguish your victory from your defeat, and never for a single moment betray your credo or pretend, but be alive. Only this matters, alive and burning to the end. So this is the end of a poem that represents the fact that fame, most of the poem says that fame, recognition, money, none of that matters. The winning and losing, none of that matters. What matters is the purity of the art, just giving yourself completely over to the art. So like others will write your story, others will tell whether you did good or bad, others will inspire using your story. But as the artist, so in the case of Pasternak, he's a poet, writer, wrote Dr. Zhivago, the art, you should only think about the art and the purity of it and the love of it. And so when you look at Buvasir Saitiev and the brothers and the whole Dagestan region, they shunned fame. So like the thing that Khabib is thrust into this MMA world, which is fundamentally, I mean, it's a popular sport. It's an interesting.
Guy must be another ninja. Can't remember my point of playing that.
It's an interesting thing. I mentioned, I think, last time I was on.
I think it must have just been them speaking Russian. I think that's what it must have been. But it's not over yet. 36 Fari, folks.
3, 2, 1. This is your unveiling.
You can get their minds eventually,
Yes.
can't you? So maybe is that the solution? Trying to make sure it doesn't get.
I don't know.
Young, maybe.
I don't know if there is a solution. I think there are patterns that always exist, and religions pop up. Like, why Christianity? Why Mormonism? Why Islam? Why, what
Right.
causes these patterns, these ideological patterns? What causes them? What causes them to take hold? What causes them their followers to become rabid? I don't know what it is, but they exist, and they have existed throughout history. There's literally hundreds of them.
Is it a need for purpose? Is it a need to feel that you are the one pursuing the truth?
It's certainly there's instincts that we all have to be a part of a group and to be accepted as a part of a group. And one of the ways that you show that you're a part of that group is by rigidly adhering to the doctrine.
Well, here's one way that we might legitimately tackle this. I'm going to say something very optimistic now. If more people on the left can turn against wokeness, I think this will really help. I think once they realise that it is undermining all the things they stand for, right? It's getting Trump into power. It's getting.
Right, now here is my 9-dimensional. I know I keep changing the dimensions, but that's because it's the Matrix, folks. And depending on what pill you've took that day, depends on what dimension you're in. So this is my 9-dimension twister. Not chess. Twister chess. It's a new one I made up. On this, folks. Right, so let's say political strategists understand that a lunatic left will actually genuinely further the general political pendulum over to the right. Let's say there's been somebody very clever motherfuckers sitting around the table that have figured that fucking out. Then you would have motivation to promote the lunatic left. Just like the left have a, I've got a good way of breaking this down. Just like the left have a motivation for promoting the lunatic right. And I'll point to another very good known example, and it's a memory, right? The Middle East Research Institute or something like that, right? Long story short, it's an Israeli outfit who puts out news from all over the Middle East, and surprise, surprise, all the news that they put out typically turns out to be a bunch of absolute lunatic fucking Allah Akbar Nutbar Muslims. So basically what they do is they scour the Muslim world looking for the biggest lunatics around, and then when they find the biggest lunatics around, let's report on this, because it proves that every Muslim, or every fucking Muslim for the Arab world, is a lunatic, Allah Akbar Nutbar crazy person instead of just these small groups of fucking lunatics that just pollute the world in every corner, not just the Arab world or whatever, every corner of the fucking world. Anyway, I digress.
Tories into power in the UK,
Yes.
you know, it's dividing us up, that it is undermining all the things they stand for.
Yeah.
Right. It's getting Trump into power. It's getting the Tories into power in the UK.
Yes.
You know.
Now I agree with him. Like the lunatic left has helped Trump into power, and it has helped. As I was pointing out, Jeremy Corbyn. He absolutely epitomises the lunatic left. He's such a lunatic lefty that there's no way in fucking for love nor money that he would ever get elected here in the UK. And so much so that Boris Johnson, a fucking walking clown fucking doll, beat him. And the same thing's getting played out in America. And I don't think it's by accident. I think it's just a puppet show. But that's just my crazy conspiratard fucking mind.
It's dividing us up racially in terms of our sexual demographics. It's pushing for further segregation. It actually does all the things that the social justice movement claims that they don't want to do and that they want to fight. And if more people on the left sort of turn... And here's the other thing. They all think we live in this world full of Nazis and fascists and these evil crypto-fascists around every corner, right? And by making that...
But that's just my crazy conspiratard fucking mind.
It isn't up racially in terms of our sex. It's pushing for further segregation.
Sorry, folks, I need to sort my mic out. Give me 2 seconds. I just listened to that there for a second, and it's fucking horrible. Right, I should actually sort a lot of it out. I should do the damage. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it makes me happy. Right, so... Whatever gets you through the night. Right, oh, fuck. Right, it's got to be done. Rip the plaster off as quickly as possible. Don't even know what half these are. Right, now, it is really hard to make head nor tail of most of this, but what you'll find... Alright, hold on, it's just coming back to me. The little I do know. Now, what I've been told this is about, I'll be honest, I subject to myself to as little, as much of this drivel as I possibly can, and I'll also be honest, I use and abuse people for their feedback on what the fuck some of these idiots are saying who are happy to expose themselves to this drivel. So, long story short, to the best of my feedback that I've got, this is another victim of all the fucking people named below, so on and so forth. Alan Mitchell, James Mitchell, Mackenzie's Devils, Michelle Bingham, Lady Sparkle, Plisco, Michael the Mouse family, the Adams family, whatever you want to call them, and their MO is just like... Anyway, so I believe this is the woman that they sent, they gaslit by filming cuddly toys in Morocco. They actually took time out their own fucking holiday in Morocco to film cuddly toys to gaslight this lady. Now, I don't know what her fucking crime was. I don't know if it was believing in God, or the Christian God, the one and true, only God, loving the baby Jesus. I don't know if it was believing the world was ran by satanic paedophile baby eaters, right? I don't know what allegedly her crime was. In my eyes, believing in batshit crazy conspiracies isn't a crime in my eyes, right? You may agree or you may disagree. I believe in all sorts of batshit conspiracies. I don't feel compelled to force someone, others, or like I have to have others to believe or not believe in my conspiracies. Right? I don't believe that lady was doing. In fact, I don't even know. I couldn't care less. To the best of my ability to grasp, I don't think she was out murdering anybody. And these motherfuckers targeted her and done the usual shit. And oh no, actually, I'm getting a bit mixed up. I think I'm getting mixed up. I don't think this is the woman from Morocco. This is another woman who Danny Jones was stalking. That's what it was. Right, so Flow Destroyer, second in command, who's now fell out with him. But it wasn't second in command, third in command, because his second in command was Grob Knob the Troll. Remember, Flow Destroyer. You know, the guy that goes around destroying people's flows, but he's not a troll. Who's second in command, who he handed his show off to, his name is Grobnob the Troll. But they're not trolls, even though they're called Grobnob the Troll and Flow Destroyer. And then you had Danny Jones, the hoax police, who the first hoax you want to address is his name, because his name isn't Danny Jones, it's Lyndon Warden and all that jazz. And what you'll find is, just like the creepy Flow propositioned and groomed me with files of people who had said naughty things about me in the past, Danny Jones done the exact same thing to this poor woman, and apparently kept records of everything they were doing for 2 years. What a fucking freak. Now, I'm reading between the lines here. I'm imagining Fanny Bones here would have been trying to get his leg over under the disguise of, like, we're fighting a new world out there, like a UFO, like, ultimately just sniffing for a bit of poontang, right? But, like, they're all so truthful and all so enlightened and all that, they can't fucking be honest about the situation, you know? So they're pretending they're fighting the New World Order for 2 years and all. I don't even know what they were doing, right? But look, that creepy bastard, like the creepy bastard Flo, notice the pattern here. Was keeping records of everything and now is releasing them on this poor woman. So I don't know if it's intimate stuff. Don't know what the fuck it is. But he's sitting threatening to, I'm gonna shoot everybody, everything you've said for 2 years. Like the creepy rat bastard that you are. I can't wait to do some GBX on your nut. How many beats per minute? You fucking fake ass ginger grey old bastard. Anyway, that's Fanny Jones. Oh, hold on. I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't share this. Apparently, the comments are very interesting. So, if anybody wants to go and read the comments on that particular victim's video, or even fill yourself into what's going on, there's the details there. Let's get this over and done with. Right, I'll come to that later. Right, just another victim. I can't really pick. I'll be honest, I fucking forgot.
People, hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Hope hypocritical, and this channel is not going to exist on that plane anymore. I don't know how the change is going to come about. I don't know. I've yet to think about it, but I know I need to make this video. So this could be my Philip Schofield moment. I'm not professing to be gay. Not changing, walking down the street dressed in women's clothes. Followed and had a lot of respect for. That I've followed. I'm just professing that a movement that I've followed and had a lot of respect for, that respect is gone. I don't want to totally leave, don't want to totally delete the channel, because I do believe I can do some good. I want to help people. I feel I've got certain skills and traits to make that happen. but I can't work around people's low energy and low vibration. I can't watch it. I can't see the visual effects.
Just put on the Beach Boys. I'm thinking about good vibrations.
Of it.
Get to the good bit.
I can't have women that I know and respect ringing me up on a Sunday morning telling me that they've been cyberbullied.
You know, as much as I take the piss and all that, right? But again, like, I love this guy, man, because he's as genuine as he is simple, right? I know that's like potent fun, right? But fuck it. I'd be lying if I said anything different, right? He's as genuine as he is simple, right? He's got a big fucking heart and bounces about, oh, I help everybody and save the world, right? Good vibrations and all that shit. And it's fucking somebody that he knows, probably try to get his leg over, some woman that he knows, some woman that he knows is now getting cyberbullied. Now, before I'd be like, turn off Twitter, what are you talking about? I never understood what cyberbullying can entail and like the dimensions of that shit. I really never. I never understood. I thought it was just fucking people saying bad words to you online. I never understood the fucking the OCD windy licking motherfuckers out there that might target you, and the lengths and the things that they'll do. It's bizarro land, man. They're a real eye opener. And now that I've seen that in real fucking life, you know, like first hand shit. When I hear that stuff, I'm like, right, I get empathy for any motherfucker that's touching. And then Simple Pill Phil, he's busting his balls. He's fucking jacking in his channel over it.
Over mistruths, which then leads to them leaving their house to make sure they feel safe.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. It's not just people going, you're not funny, you stink, you got a big nose and big ears, right? It's you're fat and stinking. It's not just that, right? It's people trying to make people feel fucking threatened in their fucking home, which is abhorrent and disgusting. And if you do that to somebody and then they find out where you stay, they might just bounce up and fucking ragdoll you or something. I don't know, but it's abhorrent, right? And unfortunately, it's rife. It's a lot more rifer than I ever was fucking privy to. And it makes me feel like I'm fucking. Takes me down the fascist route. I'm like, fucking internet IDs. I'm all for it now. I'm all for it. I don't think any cunt should be able to go, like, you should be able to get fucking free porn and free movies and all that shit, right? Don't stop any of the good stuff, but you shouldn't be able to just bounce about and fucking anonymously fucking harass cunts without fucking them being able to track you down and come and kick you in your fucking skull. I know, it's just the way I feel. So, Red Pill Phil, I feel your pain, man. Alright, in the murky troll swamp. So this is like Danny Jones, the hoax police, because all these people apparently in their pursuit of fucking trying to drive people nuts and fucking drive them off the internet and stuff, you know, bullying and harassing them offline because they didn't believe in the right conspiracy. There's actually genuine people out there talking about like hoaxes and helping people fucking avoid real hoaxes and real pitfalls online, you know, instead of these hoaxers about the hoaxers. You know, the weird thing is as well, the first time that I touched base with them, they all seemed obsessed with child abuse and all that shit online, and in and around all the accusations against social workers and them being fucking deep state Illuminati satanic fucking paedophiles. And then as it transpires, they're quite happy to actually abuse innocent people, not only innocent people but children, right up to this present moment in time. It's still happening. But anyway, what can you say? So, let's share real scams getting busted. That's an actual quite good channel, I like that, but probably not up other people's. And again, here's a real guy getting these calls for fucking India trying to hijack your PC and shit. And what's he doing? He's busting the hoaxes, recording it, and putting it on YouTube. He's a real hoax buster. He's really stopping scammers. He's not gang stalking Andy Devine, Angela Power Disney, fucking Kips, Clips, fucking Wiz Solution, whoever's on their fucking naughty or nice list. No, they're not gang stalking, they're busting hoaxes. You know, I just like to like point out like obvious fucking realities. I just want to point out the holy water and the thing like that. That was fucking hilarious. But there's Red Pill Phil. I think he's jacking it in. Now, this is another lady that, again, apart from believing in conspiracies that may or may not be true, it's really up to, like, believing in a conspiracy that isn't true is not a crime, right? You, like, I don't even mind if you fucking people made videos and go, look, they're batshit crazy. But see, going after trying to destroy people is just... Anyway. So, what's her name? Angela Power Disney. Now, I don't know if you can remember back in the day when Lady Sparkle had a channel and it was called something very close to her name. I can't remember. It was a parody channel. And what she used to do was go on and have little daft wee rants and all that, pretending to be this woman and mocking and laughing and all that shit. Which is fair dues, right? Well, batter in, do that. Make parody channels and all that. But you can't then fucking retract and go, I'm getting bullied. When your whole footprint online has been bullying, harassment, racist rants. So much so that you need to try and withdraw every fucking part of any identifying shit to identify you offline because you're getting investigated in your job and you're losing it. Anyway, I think that's funny. So this was another woman that by hook, by crook, I don't know what conspiracy she believed in, to make came up in my stream, so it went in the folder. Anyway, and thank fuck that is over. Wasn't as painful as I thought. Oh no, it's not over. Right, let's share this. Brian Harvey. Again.
I didn't have to. This came out of the fucking blue. It was my idea. No one else's. No one else.
And again, I can't figure out his crimes, but for some reason, I popped in there out of curiosity, and Mackenzie's Devils, Plisco, who knows if Fat Sparkle. I think Fat Sparkle must be a old East 17 fan or something, right? Because I don't know what it is about these weirdos, but they seem to be obsessed with celebrities and other people's channels that are bigger than theirs, try and latch onto it, troll people in the fucking chat, and I don't know, they're just... And yet again, as they're sitting there, going like that, oh, everybody's attacking us, oh, look at the bad people doing bad stuff to us. They're sitting in the chat doxing motherfuckers, saying all sorts of crazy ass shit, fucking showing signs of paranoid delusion, fucking, don't know, speaking to 3 people and 4 people and accusing everybody of being other people and stuff. It's mental, and it's still going on. When was this? And as I showed Flow Destroyer's Facebook messages, he's first ever contacted me when he started sucking my dick. Back in the day, we're starting a community to investigate this Brian Harvey stuff. Wait, he's are almost as bad as Brian Harvey going round in the same loop. He's turning up, saying the same shit to him as he's saying the same shit, and it's just one big fucking mentalist fest. I can sit back. I don't think Brian Harvey's no fucking harm any cunt. He's no fucking harming a fly. As far as I can tell. I certainly no breaking any fucking laws that you somehow think some sort of authority to come and fucking try and shit all over him and rain in his parade and troll his chat. Fuck off where somebody wants you, but that doesn't exist. That's the weird thing. You've got no way of existing online if he's only bouncing about just fucking trading insults and stuff. No cunt wants any's. Anyway, so I shared Brian Harvey's thing. Oh shit. What the fuck's going on there? The whole screen's moving about, man. That's fucking crazy ass shit. It's like some extra, that's like some 3D Twister stuff there. Back down to 3D now. Right, that was Brian Harvey. Let's get on with this. The Trump roast.
He insisted on that, saying that this was not a news conference or a simple statement. This was a celebration, but it was a victory.
Oh, right, when Trump didn't get inaugurated? No, inaugurated. Impeachment. Didn't get impeached, that's what it was. When he didn't get impeached, he came out, he was like, nah, fuck yous all, you're sacked, you're sacked. No, in fact, he didn't say that, he said, you're fired, you're fired. And then he fucked some cunts up and came out and that to the world. Trump 2020, baby, not because I want him, just because it's happening. Honestly, I'm genuinely going to check out the bookies for odds on Trump.
That was very vindictive.
Donald Trump and the Republicans are certainly gloating over what's been described as his best week ever. Even liberal commentators like Bill Maher have to admit Trump had an amazing week.
He's amazing. For a left-wing liberal guy just like Joe Rogan, he can't stop telling you how good Trump is. Dimple. Just like Danny Jones. Start with your hair when you're talking about lies, pal, in the media. Anyway, what now after Brexit? All these lost fucking headless chickens, where are they getting directed?
I do hope that everybody will be able to hear me tonight and that there won't be any funny business going on with my...
Right, so everything's a hoax, even the impeachment that wasn't an impeachment, but anyway, it's a hoax. The coronavirus violence, I keep saying that. Anyway, based Amy. Mentalist, what can you say?
Hello.
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 We are
yes,
the boys.
That's right. The screenshot at the front was taken about 12 noon today. Hello.
Hello. Where's
yes,
the screenshot?
That's right. The screenshot at the front.
Oh, he's got a picture of him being prostitute.
Taken
It's
about
great.
12 noon today. It's a photo of myself and a young girl who said she was a
Blurred out
prostitute.
his face, even though
I've
we know
seen
it's
her
him,
several
and kept the
times on
prostitute's
that
face.
road when I've been driving in
She's
and
a
around
dirty
that part
jipple
of
skank.
Liverpool. So this time I decided to stop and get out. She said she...
Yep, I don't know about you guys. Like, try to be honest in my choosing the words here, but I only scour the red light district where prostitutes are when I'm looking for a hooker. Right? If I ain't looking for a hooker, I ain't bouncing my... Hello, are you a prostitute? No? Fuck! And I'm not even looking for a hooker. You know what? It doesn't happen. Amy Jones has been caught out here on a secret camera. It's like, oh, no, I'm not looking for business. I just want to point at the brown stinking hooker. Anyway. So, hello, Roman gypsies.
I'm going to just check to make sure that we have good sound and say welcome. It is Monday night.
Oh, God. What now after Brexit? Everybody have a corona.
Right, which, if left unchecked.
Oh, right. Now, this guy doesn't believe in man-made... This guy believes in man-made global warming, so that means that he's deep state Illuminati and everything else that's based in real, genuine science you can just throw out with the baby. And the dishwasher. I think you throw the baby out with the dishwasher, isn't it? I always throw the dishwasher out and then the baby, but it depends how you want to do it. But you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I think the way that this guy breaks down, whether to or not be scared about the fucking Ooga Booga Corona disease, Corona on. The corona disease. Kill everybody. You're dead. That disease. I think he gives you a more balanced outlook as to viruses in general. Anyway, for me, it was a well worth exercise listening to his pish.
Coronavirus!
And hey, Corona!
What a load of rubbish! Everybody's
a load of rubbish!
Going to die. The world's coming to an end. If it's no Greta Thunberg shouting and bawling about the planet ending, you've got all.
It's fucking you! I know, Greta Thunberg saying this planet's going to end because we're all going to fucking kill it. No! It's because fucking knows that. Because God's going to fucking send down the apocalypse, you pricks. Don't you get it?
All these diseases coming out of China. This is the latest in the line of about 10. Do you remember SARS and pig flu and avian flu, bird flu, all the rest of it? What happened?
Anyway,
I want to talk about
coronavirus.
the biggest and the most important story in the world, the Wuhan coronavirus. This coronavirus is a
Now, do you know what was very weird about that clip there? For some weird reason, all like far right outlets were doing the rounds, it was doing the rounds by them. Now, I don't even know the name of this folder.
Hey y'all.
Right, I'm going to do this and then get out of here before I get shot. Right, the Deep State Illuminati just didn't want me going into this. See, that's how powerful this message is. Oh well, that's funny. Anyway, hold on. Let me get my shit back on the fucking. Where am I? Hey. So, as you can see, this is tiring work. This is the best way to round this up. Now, many people might have thought I'm out the game when it comes to being a New World Order fighting soldier, but I'm back in the game, right? Because we all know the demographic fucking crisis is happening, right? Before we know it, we'll blink and there'll be no white cunts to fucking bounce around and participate in the Ku Klux Klan or anything. We'll be fucked. So, there's a population crisis, and it's the New World Order that's doing it. The people that done the Georgia Guidestones, motherfuckers that invented condoms, the Pope. No, hold on, the Pope fucking loves you, shagging like bunnies. Apart from the Pope, condoms, AIDS, venereal disease, crabs, fucking, I know the ones you can eat, even though I don't like crabs you can eat, but I don't like any crabs. All that shit. So we need to fight back, because it's a deep state Illuminati, one world government, religion, agenda to depopulate us all. And I'm trying to think outside the box here. If there is a depopulation agenda, how can we fight this, folks? I'm thinking, how can we do this? Now, I think if we all band together, maybe lightning will strike at this particular moment in time, and I might just come up with some epiphany moment of how we can fight this depopulation agenda. Got it. Did you hear that? It was actually a light bulb going off in my head. Now, lineups. Now, I don't know if he's an old school or whatever. I don't know if you know what an old-fashioned lineup is, right? Basically, I want to change that up a wee bit. Lineups, but from a male perspective, because what we're going to do here is we need as many New World Order fighting female soldiers as we possibly can recruit. One willing, participating male, and lineups. And I think within a couple of years we could do a good job of repopulating this motherfucker. and fight the New World Order. Now, also, balance is all about balance, folks, right? So I'd lost my balance there for a while because I was out the game fighting the New World Order. I thought it was a load of shite and like a pure meme and just a way of controlling you for political fucking parties and shit, right? But no more. I'm back in the game to fight the fucking depopulation agenda. But as I said, it's all about balance. So you can't be fighting the New World Order all day long. So I found a new YouTube channel, and as I said, it's my passion for fashion. What is Spud saying from Trainspotting? I take pleasure in other people's leisure. Right, so I also, not only do I take pleasure in other people's leisure, right, I definitely now, hook, line and sinker, get a passion for my fashion. Now, fashion comes in various disguises. Now, it just so happens the genre that I happened to dip into was Peach Perfect's genre. It's just a YouTube channel I happened to stumble across one day. And now I'm a avid viewer for years now. And like, we all know watching YouTube videos just educates the life out of you. And I'm now just like, see when it comes to, and you'll be able to tell my skills that pays the bills here when I'm talking about this. See when it comes to 2-piece, 1-piece, long leg thingies and tassels and all that shit. Hold on, I'll let Peach Perfect explain. She does a way better job than me.
Subscribe. I've got a lot.
Oh, definitely subscribe. My favourite bit is that wee bit down there. I'm talking about the garment. Honestly though, like, how fucking sexy is that wee cut? You're like, whoa, hold on, is that like a wee, what the fuck? It's like, it draws the eye in, it's beautiful. But listen, this is just me talking from my passion for fashion.
2, I do have an Amazon wish list, so if there's something in particular that you want to see me try on,
What? You can dress her up too? This is the best channel fucking ever!
Definitely check the list out. I've got a lot of good goodies.
You know what, my Illuminati training is kicking in. I think that's the Baphomet on her chest.
Got a 1-day refund.
I'll be honest, my eye went straight to the gusset area, but after I managed to draw my eye away from that, because I've got a passion for fashion, folks, I'm looking at all. I can clearly see the Baphomet on her chest.
For the I don't like it for up to 14 days after you receive the item, which I think is really impressive because I know when I order
See the Baphomet?
I don't like it, then it takes like 3 months to get a refund and all these, you know, jumps.
I do really like that piece though.
You know, through customer service and so.
Now, so New World Order soldiers, ladies out there, if you want to help me participate in fighting the depopulation agenda, then listen, wee bit of Peach Perfect. I'm good to go. I'm good to go for a good fucking 48-hour fucking lineup, and I'm willing to sacrifice myself in the New World Order fight. So, details below, ladies. If you want to participate in helping me fight New World Order and repopulate the Earth, fight the Georgia Guidestones using my stones. You know, it's like, you know, if you're going to fight fire, you want to fight fire with fire, right? So I'm fighting the Georgia Guidestones with my fucking stones, right? So it's stone on fucking stone here, right? So it's like, I'm taking the fight. I told you folks, I'm fucking soldiered down, I'm bunkered back down, I've got my hard hat on. No, I won't have my hard hat on because they wouldn't be able to repopulate the fucking universe, but well, be no hard hat, but I'm fucking going in there. I'm going in there cold. No, not doing that either, man. I'll be well warmed up with fucking some. If you're wearing the Baphomet on your chest, especially with that wee bit down there. But anyway, let's.
So really good customer service, which is really important to me.
Yep, I very good. See, right now, all I can think about is customer service.
I really want to be able to work with a company that values me and my purchases, even if I don't like the purchase. But everything that I have gotten from them, I am in love with. So, first is this.
Paddy, you know it, mate. Deep in the fucking trenches. I'm not doing this for fucking pleasure. I'm taking one for the team. Oh, she's going to change.
Amazing one.
Squirrel.
So this is technically
One Piece, see?
These, but I actually picked this
See.
out because I
Technically.
really wanted to wear this as like a bodysuit under a pair of shorts. I can wear this as a one piece. I'm just not a big one piece person. But
I like One
this
Piece. I like that One Piece.
person, like as a bathing suit. But I love this as like put some of my cut off shorts, or like I've got a pair of black booty shorts that
No. It's good as it is. Don't go for
they're all high waisted.
Nah. Sometimes less is more. Less is more. Sometimes, you know, we all know less is more. Sometimes, you know, like cooking and stuff. Less is more here, I think. Perfect with just the Baphomet. Fucking lovely big tattoo, man.
Good to go. Obviously, you can wear it as a bathing suit. It's just I'm not a big one.
I would just wear it as a one piece personally.
One-piece bathing suit.
But what can I say? That's my passion for fashion, folks.
Hey y'all, it's
Hey y'all, my passion for fashion doesn't end here.
Alex, and you are watching Peach Perfect. Thank you so much for
No idea where that name comes from.
tuning in. So today I am going to be doing a review on
When's the yoga pants? Mate, I think there's a... Oh, this is true. I mean, I'm sure there's a playlist on our channel. Yoga pants. No, man, I it would just remind me of the gym too much, man. I'd be like, oh. Anyway. So, let's fight the New World Order, ladies. Answers on a postcard. Let's fight the population agenda. So, Peach Perfect, I'm sure she's got a shop. And get a wee Baphomet One Piece number on. Let's repopulate the world. Anyway, joking aside, let's do it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's Not the Infowars Nightly News, the one and only. Make sure you thumbs it up, you share it with your friends, your family and your foes. Help the channel and the show grow. Remember, digitally basking. It's all available and accessible free of charge. I'm going to do such a good job, you'll find value in what I do and use your spare change, not your life savings, in the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. The mega thanks to those who do. And thank you very much for everybody for watching. Tune in next Monday. Hopefully we'll have another Truther Industrial Complex podcast next Monday, and definitely next Tuesday for another Not the Infowars Nightly News. Hopefully you enjoyed it tonight. Yeah, it's a good sign when I'm having fun, man. I'm sitting here pissing my pants. I thought that was funny. Anyway, but in all seriousness, I think the depopulation agenda has to be fought. And guys, it's up to us. Ladies, down to yous. to fight this depopulation agenda. And I can just imagine myself like, fuck the New World Order, fuck the New World Order, fuck the New World Order. You know, just that fucking one chick defeating the New World Order at a time. Beautiful. That's the kind of fight I'm going to get balls deep in. Literally. So, thanks for joining, everybody. I'll say hi to the folks in the chat, and then I will get out of here. Blazing, how you doing, my man? Thanks for joining. Chat in the evening. Miss Spice, Shell Destroyer, Jamesy Boy in the evening, guys and girls. Thanks for joining. Vardoom in the evening, my man. Hope you're keeping well. There's Stewie Bright. Who cares in the evening, chaps? Devon, Shell Destroyer, Bright, who cares? In the evening, guys and girls, are blazing stars. Apple, Charlotte, in the evening chat. Miss Spice was in. Bright, oh my god, what the fuck? Paddy, Miss Spice, Stewie. Hopefully I've managed to say hi to everybody. If I haven't, it's clearly because you're Illuminati. And Illuminati isn't allowed. So tune in next Montag. Hold on, I'll still speak for 2 seconds. If 2 people... Do you want an outro? I don't mind, I just sit back and chill for 10 minutes, you know? Watch the chat. So I'll do an outro, fuck it, I don't mind. People can tune out. I can just play the outro. So thanks for joining, everybody. Tune in next week for Not the Infowars Nightly News, and Monday for the Truth for Industrial Complex podcast. And hopefully I make sees during the week as well. Thanks for joining, everybody. Paddy, Shell Destroyer, Bright, so on, so forth. And I will hopefully catch you all next week. Ooh.
Tonight at 11.
Doom! It's a plan! And I'm angry! I'm not a slave! I've broken the conditioning! It doesn't work on me! I'm primitive, I'm real, I know the enemy, and if we can have this spirit of normal humanity spread, it's over for the globalist! Break the conditioning now! Excuse me.
This is not the Infowars Nightly News, where the answer to 1984 is not $19.95 plus shipping and handling, but the answer is to try and understand the double barrel bullcrap, the double speak, and the Orwellian wonderland we now find ourselves in. So sit back and relax as I take you through a real alternative look at the news and so-called alternative media alike. Enjoy. Keeps clear.